Like there's so many different aspects of intelligence, right? Like we always talk about emotional intelligence, like self-awareness, understanding when you're wrong.
People lack that so hard.
Yeah,
I
think curiosity is a big part of intelligence because the more curious you are, the more you're likely to go out and look for information.
Or do things too.
Yeah,
in general.
exactly.
Like go out of your comfort zone and do things like that.
In
Every
general.
time I get out of my comfort zone, there's always some fucking good benefits that come out of it, man.
Go. How do you say go in German?
Go.
Imagine it just is go. There's some words in German that are like English.
Kindergarten.
Welcome back. Beyond the Bench, episode 84, June 21st, 2021.
21st?
This is the champagne birthday of the year.
Today's the first day of summer.
Wasn't it the 20th?
Wasn't it yesterday?
It's the 21st.
It was yesterday.
It's today.
Was it the summer
Today.
solstice?
Today.
No, someone Google that shit.
It's the summer solstice.
It's the
No,
summer solstice.
yesterday. It was yesterday.
Says who?
Google it.
If Google says that, then I believe Google.
Sunday, June 20th.
Oh, what the fuck? Since when? It was always been the 21st my whole life. What, they like backed it up a day now?
It's to do with the sun. And it's the longest day of the year. It's the first day of summer.
Which is yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the longest day.
Yeah.
It gets dark 1 minute. No, sorry. 1 second. No, 1 minute per day. Wait, that makes any sense what I said, eh? Okay, hold on. Let me restart. Okay? After the longest day of the year.
I know what you're
Okay.
saying. It's lighter out for 1 minute less every day.
Single day, yeah.
So it's all downhill. Yesterday was the peak.
The podcast about everything and absolutely nothing.
Summer solstice.
As you can tell. Episode 84. Josh, Justin, and we have a friend who just stopped by, came through.
I love when you stop by.
Decided to join the pod this evening. My brother, Lucas.
It's your brother.
Lucas, or as GM calls him, Jerry Seinfeld.
Why? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
How's everybody feeling this fine evening? The weather outside's like a fucking, what is it, like 168 degrees.
I love it.
And like with the humidity, it's 178.
It feels like Florida when you walk outside.
No, it feels like a greenhouse.
No.
I hate that.
Disgusting.
That's the worst feeling.
Disgusting.
If I could just remove the humidity aspect from summer, it would be chill.
Yeah, but that's not realistic. You know, or else I would take out snow from winter. And then we would all be happy, you know?
Would you though?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Snow sucks, man.
We spoke about this already. Like, would you just not want to ever have snow ever again?
Yeah.
No.
But there's something beautiful about
I
it.
like snow.
Yeah, if it was warm. If it was like maybe like, I would say hovering
If
around
it
the
was
0
warm.
degree, it would be
I know
fine.
what you mean. Days where there's a lot of snow out, but it's not cold.
Yeah, then you
Nice.
go for a walk. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, I think of snow, I think of freezing weather.
We have a cousin who lives in was it
But I don't.
she lives in Spain, or I think it was this cousin. Anyway, one of our cousins had come here for the first time a long time ago, and she came during December, and she saw snowfall for the first time, and she was like freaking out. She was losing her mind, like she had never seen snow before.
Yeah.
This is before all like the environmental crises.
But Madrid had like a huge snowstorm this past winter. They
Yeah,
had
all over the
massive-
news, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happened in Italy too.
Yeah,
Shut
they
down
had
the
like
whole
a
city,
snowball
man.
fight, I think, or something.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
in New
like a
York.
city.
They had a snowball.
Yeah, they
No, it's
did.
true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a massive, like a city snowball fight in the middle of the city.
Imagine
Everyone,
seeing
like,
snow for the first time.
no one
It's
worked
like,
that day because it shut everything down. Even Italy, because they're not equipped to handle.
No,
that
they don't
shit.
have like winter tires and shit like that.
Imagine the opposite of that. Like it's just always snowed your entire life where you live, and now all of a sudden you just get like a summer day.
No, you probably like blow your fucking head off when it's winter again because you're like, holy shit, I have to deal with this shit for the rest of my life. Like this is like the biggest tease ever.
In the Arctic, one day, it's just 30 degrees. Imagine how catastrophic that would be, though. Everything would just melt. Like everything would get.
Well, yeah.
It would be. Yeah, it would be.
Isn't that what's happening? Like
We were talking about this before when before we started recording. You were ironing your shirt, and you're like, what did you say? You're like, is heat just the absence of cold? Is cold
or is
just
cold
the absence
just the
of
absence
heat?
of heat?
Or is it both?
Both. It's actually.
I think it's always hot and cold. There's just more of one.
Yeah, but like, is it just like the absence of cold, or is cold just the absence of heat? That's actually it though.
Yeah, well, put it this way.
Because the sun exists and it heats. When there's just no sun, it gets cold. That's the bottom line.
When you go in the shower, what do you put? Cold or hot water?
Hot.
Is anybody like aside from like the whole Wim Hof like thing that my brother started doing actually recently? Like nobody takes cold showers.
And it's
It's just so like
Everyone should.
it's so foreign to your body. I don't get what the benefits of that are though.
I can't go into it too much. No, it's just because I haven't done it enough yet, and
Why do you do it? So like, what made you start doing it in the first place?
because I just like the idea of like testing your body and your mind
yeah,
past what your limits are,
yeah.
and see how like your body reacts to that mentally and physically.
Wakes you up.
And also just his whole premise is that like we live in a society where we're always comfortable. you're in the winter, you take a nice hot shower. So we're
it's
never.
nice.
It is nice, of course, but like we lose. Like think about what your body's able to do when it's under stress, either physically or mentally. Again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of his whole breathing technique and the water.
I get it though. You're just like testing your limits because you're not used to fucking just blasting cold water on you.
Yeah, but it's you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And our body has like the whole cardiovascular system of our body is a muscle in itself.
Yeah,
so
you're doing all this slowly
exactly.
so for your body to adapt
Exactly.
pretty much. Yeah.
But when he does it, or the point he's gotten to at least, it's that it unlocks a certain, or triggers rather, a certain part of your brain. Like the part of the brain that's activated, let's say during like a fight or flight situation, he's sort of triggering that part of his brain like voluntarily.
It's crazy. This guy's crazy.
It's fucked. Do you ever hear those moments where people are filled with just pure adrenaline? You're scared, or you're trying to like survive, or whatever. And someone jumps over like a building. You ever hear
There's
those?
a video of like I think somebody like literally lifting a fucking car.
Yeah.
Because somebody was stuck under it.
Yeah.
Imagine.
How is that even humanly possible?
Like your child is stuck under a car screaming they're for their life. Like you need to save your child. All of a sudden, you just find the strength in your body
it's
to lift up a fucking Ford Focus.
Yeah.
There was a show about that. There used to be a show about like extreme situations and people that have done like crazy things under
Oh
circumstances.
my god, why don't I know about this? Sounds so familiar.
I don't remember what it was called, but I remember watching one episode where these guys were rock climbers, like mountain climbers.
Yeah.
But
like
no,
intense.
like no harness or anything. Like actually climbing like freely, you know.
Yeah.
And the guy like climbed onto a boulder, like a big rock that kind of broke off the mountain, and he fell. He wasn't super high up, otherwise he would have been crushed. But the boulder fell basically on him, his back on the rock beneath, and so
Stomach
it was
down?
back down.
Back down.
Boulder
Okay.
on top of him, his chest and stomach.
Yeah.
And because of the weight of the boulder and the hill was kind of like slanted, so it was like making him slide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
between the mountain and the boulder, and he's like sliding off the mountain, and so he had to like kind of throw the boulder off of him in order to not fall off the cliff, and he managed to in that situation. But the boulder was so heavy that it literally broke both his forearms, but he still
like as he lifted, he just fucking shattered his
but he was
forearms.
still able to get it off him and
Yeah.
like not fall
That's
off.
fucked up.
It's so fucked
That
up.
is so fucked.
It's fucked. It's
People
like
just-
monks too. Think
Yeah.
of monks. Like the Wim Hof thing is kind of
Yeah,
similar
it's-
to the monks and the things they're able to do. It's
like-
unlocking that
But how
part of your
come we
brain.
can't say always? So in both the stories with the car and that, it's like let's say super strength. You know, obviously.
You're
Why can we always like? How could you trigger to always be like that?
Because, well, the reason we can't is his argument, at least, is that because we're always so comfortable. We have everything we need, everything we want. We're never put in situations where we need to stress our body or our mind to sort of come up with a solution.
Do you
or
think if
something
you would do
crazy.
that every single day in terms of training, you would be able to do that shit?
Maybe not lift a Ford Focus every day.
No,
Like,
no.
but look at what he's able to do.
Yeah.
Swim underneath
Yeah.
ice for 8 minutes.
Yeah, didn't he climb like fucking Everest like
In
with
shorts.
shorts and like
Yeah.
with no shoes? Did he have shoes?
No, I don't know if he had shoes.
Did he
but-
make it to the top
Yeah,
with shorts?
with shorts.
This guy's walking up a hill.
He's-
There's like dead bodies everywhere
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what happens.
They-
Frozen to death,
Yeah.
and he's just walking with his fucking shorts.
I always think about that
amazing.
story
It's
that
fucking
he
amazing.
climbed Everest in shorts, and I just think sometimes, like, you ever go out in the middle of the winter, it's like -40, and there's just a guy in like his fucking spring jacket. You're like, dude,
Yeah,
you want
it
to put a
was
fucking winter jacket
Yeah.
on? It's fucking cold
That's
out
like
here.
Leo. Leo walks in shorts
Yeah.
in the winter.
It's like imagine you're going up Everest, okay? You're fucking decked out. You have a Canada Goose jacket. You've got like 17 layers of clothing on, and then just walks by this guy. He's in shorts. He's all like nonchalant. It's like, dude, you want to put a pair of fucking pants on? You know what I mean? We get it. You can go up in shorts. You like the
The guy's
cold.
like putting sunscreen on and shit.
Some
Fucking
people have
psycho.
a disorder though, like they're always hot, always sweating.
It's like constant menopause.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
That's crazy though, fuck man. If we would do that, I wonder how far I would make it up with shorts before I die.
you wouldn't even make it up in the clothes that you need to wear.
Yeah, there's no chance. No, there's 0%. I would love to do that shit. I'm scared of heights, so I wouldn't be able to climb Everest. But I would love to like. That's like the ultimate test.
I think not climbing Everest is past just being scared of heights. I think.
no, I know, but that's one reason why I wouldn't do it. It's like the ultimate test of like I think everything.
One of the fucking multitude of reasons that you wouldn't climb
I
Everest.
just want to be that high. I'm scared.
Get fucking like 3 feet in. All right, guys, that's not bad. Fuck a joint.
I would never. I would never.
There's less oxygen the higher you go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you need those things?
Well,
What are they called? Those people that bring you up?
What do you mean that bring you up?
There's like chaperones. When you climb Everest, people that like work in the base, they bring you up Everest.
Oh yeah, well unless like you're a professional
really?
mountain climber, but that's why they go up. It's the same thing with going underwater, right? So like when you're scuba diving, they teach you to stop at certain levels for a certain period of time to adjust to the pressure, because the lower you go underwater, the higher the pressure is. So if you dive, let's say if you're able to do it, if you dive like 500 feet below water, 600, 700, 1,000 feet below water all at once, dude, your head's just gonna
blow up.
Just gonna fucking squish.
Squishes. Yes,
So
yes.
because the pressure's so strong, so that's why you have to go slowly so you can adjust at every given level of like a new pressure. So it's the same thing when you're climbing a mountain. You have to adjust to the level of oxygen, because at a certain point, the higher you get. I was watching a Netflix documentary about this actually, where your heart starts. There's less oxygen in the air, so when you're breathing, your heart is pumping less oxygen into your blood. So it in order to compensate for that, it starts to beat faster.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to like train. You have to be physically fit to be able to do all these things, because your heart needs to be able to withstand the pressure, and it needs to have the stamina to be able to pump at the level required to get the oxygen out of the air.
My heart's
to
not
put into
gonna
your blood.
pump to go all the way up there. That's for sure.
Your heart's gonna at like fucking 17 feet.
Hey, we did water sports, man. It's like almost like Everest.
Yeah, you did it in Vans too.
I did it in
It's
Vans.
like NASCAR drivers. You know, their cardio is like impeccable.
Really?
Yeah.
NASCAR drivers.
Yeah, race car drivers.
Why?
Because when you're driving it, like the is it the G-force it's called?
Yeah.
It's so intense that like it's hard to breathe, dude.
For sure. Because at the speed
and they have
that
all
you're
this
going.
equipment and stuff, and they're like sweating. So
I never knew that.
yeah, their cardio
You
is
think
like
they just
incredible.
be like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Like, let me see, like a fat NASCAR driver, right?
But you know it's fucked,
They're all in
because
shape.
as a kid, I don't know if you're the same, but when I was younger, I used to always shit on certain sports. I didn't like sports in general when I was a kid, but I used to always shit on certain sports. Be like, golf, like the fuck, it's not a sport. Oh, NASCAR or driving, it's not a sport. Like in the sense of the definition of the word sport, like whatever, maybe not, but like the physicality or like the skills required.
But they're all physical or in their own way, though.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's still a physical sport. Obviously, like not when you watch it golf, but you need to be in good shape, man.
Yeah.
If you want to swing like that, you better have fucking good arms.
If you
know
go
what
to
I
the
mean?
driving range for like an hour,
it hurts.
dude, your back is
You're
shot.
done.
Your
Your
back
shoulders
is
are
shot.
done. Your wrist, it
Yeah.
hurts, man.
I mean, a lot of it is technique, but I think
It
it's
is.
because we equate sports to like athleticism all the time. Like
yeah, but no.
but it's not.
It's
that.
not,
I
no.
think it's athleticism, but it's skill and talent.
It's a lot of
That's
mental,
like,
for golf, especially for golf, a lot of focus and things like that for a sport
What
like
about
that.
things like chess? Is chess a sport? Chess is a game.
You know those people that do the fucking
sport,
ding, like
Yeah.
they hit, they do it in like fucking 20 checkmate.
It's insane. Those guys are geniuses,
Yeah.
dude. It's
My God.
crazy.
That's because you know this. It's not even like a knowledge of
Checkers.
the game of chess. It's like
Strategy.
it's strategy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like thinking 17 steps ahead. Like even with I was watching a thing again on YouTube of like people who card count in casinos.
Yeah.
I don't understand that concept. Like, do you know what it is? Card counting.
I know what it is. I don't know how to do it. Did you ever watch 21? The movie?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so it's like people, their brain is functioning at such a high level
Yeah.
that you're able to count not just like mathematical equations like 2 plus 2 or like simple things,
Yeah.
like probability equations. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're thinking about percentages of a card being
Yeah,
drawn.
that's like next level. That's like
versus
casino.
what was
Yeah.
already drawn. So
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
going through all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can barely do 6 divided by
Yeah.
3 in my head.
See, for me, like the reason, and I'm not even close to this, but I find I'm like pretty good at that. Like that's why I'm really good at playing Brisk or playing Scopa or playing card games, because I'm able, like, it's all in my head. I know exactly what's been played.
Yeah.
I know exactly, like I'm really, really good at it.
The probability stuff is crazy though.
Yeah, that's
When
out of
I-
my control. But
when
these
I
guys,
think of that,
they calculated. They're
I
fucked.
think of like those movies where you just see all those
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
probability
Yeah,
charts
yeah.
pop up like on top of their head.
That's literally it.
It's like they just look up and they just
Man, these guys are fucked
Calculate.
up, man.
It's crazy.
They know exactly, but it's all for that. I think it's more of a team,
Yeah.
because I don't know. They have to
Yeah,
all be
they-
looking. They get this card and they're all doing their fucking little gestures in the back.
it's like near impossible to do.
Do you think
nowadays, though.
you're born with that ability to like have your brain function at that rate, or is it something that's like you constantly? You ever watch Goodwill Hunting?
I think you could
Goodwill
learn it.
Hunting.
I think you could learn it.
Goodwill Hunting. You
No,
ever watch that movie?
I know what it is. I never watched it though.
It's a bit of
Amazing
both, I
movie.
think.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
First, you're gonna cry like a baby at the end of it.
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
So, dude, I bawled my eyes out at the end of that movie,
Oh,
and it's not even
obviously.
because it's not even a movie where like it's not spoiling. It's not even a movie where somebody dies or anything like that. You know what I mean? Where you're attached to a character. There's just a scene where it's between two characters, and just the emotion in
so
that
good.
scene, you're like, Jesus Christ, man! Like, I wish I could like expel all the demons from my body the way they're doing it right now. You know? In that movie, basically the premise of it is Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon is a genius. Basically, he's like a wonderkind, as they would say in German. I don't know where I saw that, but I know that's what they say.
Wunderkind.
He's like a wonder child, and apparently like people with this type of intellect or this type of brain function only come around once every like century or something like that. Like the last one was Albert Einstein. That type of premise for a movie.
Okay.
But he's just like your average Joe. He works in construction, and he doesn't want.
He's a janitor at the school.
He's a janitor, exactly. And his friends all work in construction and shit. And he doesn't want anyone to know that he's this level of intelligent because he thinks it's demeaning or whatever. And so eventually, like he ends up working with like scientists and stuff, and goes to school or does like really really cool things. But it's about like his life and things like that. And so I always watched that movie, and I always thought like, are you just born with your brain evolved to that level of being able to
in his sense,
process things?
And for him, yeah, like for Albert Einstein and people like that, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think there's.
I think they practiced it though. Obviously, like you're born with it, but
both.
they also, they didn't just,
it's like athletes
drop out of school and smoke weed and didn't practice. They like no, but for real though, they ended up pursuing that. So
it's like athletes too. Some of them, like some are incredible. Like all athletes are good at a professional level. But some are extraordinary.
Yeah.
But they all have to work to like sort of maintain a certain level of talent.
Yeah, but it's different though. Like more for that, it's more like math. I feel like you could learn that more than what your body is capable of doing. You know what I mean? Like it's still your mind, obviously. So everyone's different, but I think so.
Well, if you're talking about like athleticism and stuff, like obviously there's a physical aspect of it that you have to like kind of train your body to be accustomed to. Yeah. Like intelligence and like mindset and stuff is something that you can kind of acquire without necessarily having to put your mind fully to it. Like the perfect example, dude, is we always talk about Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I would consider him maybe not in your classic definition of a genius or a classic definition of somebody who's intelligent, but in the sense that he's very self-aware. Like there's so many different aspects of intelligence, right? Yeah. Like there's the intelligence of like knowing math like the back of your hand, or the intelligence of being a scientist or whatever, but there's also like we always talk about emotional intelligence, like self-awareness, understanding when you're wrong, accepting that you're wrong, being like curiosity.
People like that so hard.
Yeah, I think curiosity, dude, and this may be not in everybody's opinion, but I think curiosity is a big part of intelligence, because the more curious you are, the more you're likely to go out and look for information. Yeah. And look for things that you don't know. People who aren't
do things too. Yeah, in general. Exactly. Like try new things, go out of your comfort zone and do things like that.
Like you know how curious. Sometimes you'll see somebody and you'll be like, oh, this person's so like narrow-minded or closed-minded, or they don't feel like learning this or whatever. Like I think that stems from a lack of just curiosity also, on top of the fact of like, just lack of drive, let's say. But I think it's also a lack of curiosity, because you as a person should be so, again, curious about what all these different things are to lead you to a point of like, oh, I want to learn this or I want to learn that. And you pick and choose based off of what your passions are, Yeah. Like for myself, when I started getting really into like music like 6-7 years ago, I was really into it, and I loved like the methodology behind it, and I started playing guitar and stuff. So my passion for music kind of allowed me to be curious to look and see, okay, who's this artist, or who is he inspired by or inspired from, and then go listen to that person. And then you start to learn all these different things about music that someone who doesn't have that curiosity or that passion wouldn't know.
But it's like discovering music too.
Yeah.
You can get so close-minded in your own bubble of music that you'll never go out and actually just go branch out into different music.
Yeah.
But how could you fix that? You think you're just curious by nature? I think you're
I feel, I could be wrong here, but I feel like to a certain extent, not being curious is also like a
like laziness. You're gonna say
not laziness, but like in your comfort zone. Yeah. Like I know what I know, and I'm happy with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why don't you have the drive or the will to like go out of it?
Because some might argue that
we're all guilty of this, though. Obviously, for certain things.
But I'm just saying, like you might argue that like I'm truly happy with where I am. But I feel like when that's the case, there's usually probably like underlying things that are wrong. Because why wouldn't you want to? I know what you're saying. Like why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah,
go learn more and like try different things.
Like just for me, just doing this with Josh, this is a perfect example. If you would have told me this like 5 years ago or 3 years ago that I'd be doing a podcast looking at a fucking camera, I would have been like, there's no way in hell I'm doing this ever in my life. Ever. If you would have told me that like 8 years ago I'd be doing a pod, or like 5 years ago, or like when did we start this?
3 years ago? 2 years ago,
yeah. Like there's no way. Like doing oral presentations in school, I would be like the most nervous.
But that's what I mean. I think because you said before, like, how do you fix that? Like, how do you get?
I just did. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
I just put yourself in positions where you're out of your comfort zone, where you're trying different things, and like see what it does to you, man.
That's what it comes down to, is comfort zone, man. Like people don't want to be put out of their comfort zone.
Every time I get out of my comfort zone, like for obviously not always, but for the most part, there's always some fucking good benefits that come out of it, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a lot of it.
Well, even if it doesn't work out the way you expected, like you learn.
Yeah, you learn something always, obviously, and then if it doesn't come out the way you had planned, something else came out of it. regardless, you know?
It goes back to what we were saying at the beginning. Actually, this is a question that I wanted to ask. So people don't like to be put out of their comfort zone, right? And we were talking before about these situations where people are like filled with adrenaline that they can perform like superhuman feats. Yeah. That's because you're put out of your comfort zone and your body in order to react, and like as a survival method allows you to do all these like fucked up things, you know?
Yeah.
So while we were talking about that before, I was thinking like, fuck, do you think that if we were to have evolved, because now obviously we have it good, right? Like my brother was saying, we have it as in a situation where food is abundant. We have food in abundance. We don't really necessarily struggle much in life. You know what I mean? So I was like, I wonder if we had evolved in a situation where this ease in life never occurred, and we were always put under the gun, if our bodies would have evolved differently, if we would be stronger.
But that's
in
what I was saying
aspects.
before. If you would practice this every single day, would your body just
I think we would 100% be
the thing is to be put in situations like that, exactly like being trapped under a rock every single day. That's not possible.
No,
you can't. Like that amount of stress.
Extreme situation. Yes, but at on that note, it's like if this person wasn't a rock, like let's say that was like his second time doing that, maybe his body wouldn't have been able to like lift that boulder in that situation.
Like, what do you mean? Like him rock climbing?
Yeah, maybe what if it was like
his first time rock climbing ever?
Not first time, but second or third. Like obviously you trained to get to a point where you could rock climb like that. But I'm just saying he's probably done that multiple times before. Yeah.
Well, he's probably also trained and knows that this shit might actually happen to him.
Exactly.
So he'll know maybe like what to do in the back of his mind.
Like part of it is like muscle memory too, though. Your body, like, our bodies are fucking crazy.
That's fucked up, man. Shattering your own forearms to save yourself without even feeling anything. Like obviously,
in the moment,
I'm sure it doesn't even hurt, even like the slightest in the moment.
In the moment, no,
zero. Your bones are literally fucking sticking out of you, and
people are capable of so many like fucked up things. We spoke about this, I think, like 2 months ago. We wanted to talk about it on the podcast. We never brought it up. There was a thing that we saw. What was it? It was a guy who the strongest punch. What? I wrote it down here. Actually, hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
It was
One Punch Man.
Yeah, it was world record strongest punch, 93 miles per hour.
Yeah. You are getting knocked the fuck out.
You know what's even funnier? It's 93 miles per hour, or the equivalent of being hit by a Ford Escape.
Bro, that's crazy. It's basically like getting hit in the face with a baseball.
Yeah, it's like getting hit in the face by a truck.
A Ford Escape. A Ford fucking Escape. That's getting hit by a car, dude.
What's 96 miles an hour in kilometers? Times it by 1.6. It's about 160, 150 kilometers an hour.
A guy punched 160 kilometers. Dude,
you ever drive 150 kilometers? You know how fucking fast you're going? You're like literally like.
I'm scared when I go over 120, dude. You're just like you're fucking.
How did they even do that?
At that speed though, like both your jaw and his knuckle would just both break. I feel like at that point.
How did they even figure that out? Is there like a
it's like probably a speedometer.
Let's like race my fist against this car. Let's see what goes faster.
It just reminded me. You know, it was fucking sick. I think the show was called The Ultimate Warrior. You ever watch that?
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like they used to take like an Asian, like a samurai versus like a tribe member or something, and they used to like study what their weapons were and test their weapons. And like with all these different sensors and see like what the force was, and basically they would do all this like all these tests and stuff, and then they would do a simulation battle 1,000 times, and then whichever warrior won like the most, they would that would be the winner, and then they would show like one of the most likely simulations.
Why 1,000 times?
To see who comes out on top, to give you yourself a good sample.
That's a great fucking sample.
There's so many fucking nerds out there, eh? Like, who comes up with the premise for this show? You know what I mean?
But they used to get like the swords, because there's people who like expertise in these things.
Yeah.
Like the weapons, whatever equipment they used to use, the clothes they used to wear, the armor they used to use, and they would have like literally like pigs hanging, and they would use like the sword or whatever they would. Some of these axes and stuff from the medieval eras, like fucking slicing pigs in half with one shit.
You think we have it bad in war? No, people were getting fucking like stabbed and shit. Like
I always think about this. Okay,
stomped.
In those movies, like let's see, when you watch like Lord of the Rings or any of these like Game of
Thrones,
these movies where it's like a crowd of people versus a crowd of people. This kingdom versus that kingdom.
They're slaughtering each other like...
Not even that they're slaughtering each other, dude. Just think about the beginning, how it always starts, right? You have the king on this side and the king on this side, and it's like whatever. He's talking to his people, and he's just, and we ride for battle! And everybody just goes to like a wall of death.
It's like a wall of death. I was going to say that, yeah.
Like, imagine being the guy who's on the front line of that. You're just
you know you're dying.
You got there late.
Yeah.
You got there late. They told you to get there at 7 a.m. You got there at fucking 7:45. You're like,
you're late?
Fuck,
You're late?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go to the front.
Warriors.
You're going in the front.
The best warriors at the front of the line, man.
You think it's the best warriors?
Well, the ones next to the king, at least.
Or is it the weak that are going to get
No, I
killed?
don't think so.
I think it's the weak. I think it would be the weak because you want your front line to kind of like.
It's the front line.
You don't want your because if you're on the front and you're the best warrior, there's a higher chance that you're gonna die.
A true king will go first.
That's what I was gonna say.
A true king will fucking ride first.
That
there's the wall, but there's your king in front, not the king in the back.
They always portray kings in movies and shows as like the fat slob and shit. Like I feel like in those days the kings were like the most brooding men. They were like
they were kings because they lasted long in war.
Yeah,
like you become king. Well, obviously because of
After
family, but they were all soldiers.
Once you hit, I don't know what the year would be, but I feel like the European kings back in the day,
like the 1600s.
Yeah, they're just eating fuck.
They were fat, but because they had access to all that food, they used to feast and stuff. Like
would they go fight
it's
in
like
battle?
when someone gets rich and they get fat because they start eating good. You know what I mean?
Being fat is a sign of wealth.
Gluttony.
That's what happened to Big Pun.
Dude, that guy was massive. You know who Big Pun is?
Yeah, the rapper, no?
Yeah, dude, this guy
like
was
600 pounds.
huge, man.
600 pounds.
Something
That's
like
like 4 of me.
I almost didn't wanna laugh.
Before he died, he used to perform on stage he used to sit on a chair.
Man.
That's fucked.
He was too
Did
big.
he have like a thyroid problem?
No, dude. When he was young, he was fucking skinny.
What happened to him? He just ate.
He started making money and he started fucking eating.
Okay, but
good,
like,
man.
I'm sorry,
I
you
swear,
don't
I
gain
swear.
It's not
like
the norm.
that's
No, people do. You don't gain fucking 400 pounds. I'm not saying everyone does, but
like even if he was 200 at his biggest when he was.
But people do. Like even my grandfather, man. My dad would like show me pictures when he was younger. He was like skinny, and then started making a bit of money with his business and stuff, and so they started to eat. And like pictures a few years later, his face is a bit.
Yeah, but was he 600 pounds?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Go.
That doesn't
normal.
happen to everyone. I'm just
Talk about this
saying.
all the time with dads, dude. They just gut.
Yeah,
at
my
a certain
dad guts.
point.
I'm starting.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Yeah.
It's like I look at pictures of my dad sometimes. It's just a classic one where he's got like a fucking 8-pack, dude. He's kicking. His leg is up here.
Yeah, his legs like.
And now you just look at him. He's not fat by any means, my dad. But
No, they just have the classics.
Yeah.
Like from behind, they
Yeah,
look like
yeah,
normal
yeah.
people.
But the
right?
guts are rock solid.
Oh, rock.
They're rock
Yeah,
solid.
that's like my dad just drinks Coke like crazy, just like your dad, right?
Yeah, not anymore, but
yeah, now you stop.
You
Am I
get
the
that.
only one who kind of like? I fucking hate babies, man. They bug me.
Who?
Babies.
Oh, I heard
I hate-
diabetes.
I hate
diabetes.
I don't like diabetes either. It's
Fucking
not
hate
it's not a
diabetes.
friend of mine. But I'm like really down for a Father's Day, to be a father on Father's Day.
it's
Like,
nice.
That is
I-
nice.
like
Nice to be a nice father.
in general, I think mothers are so much more appreciated. Like, there's always songs about moms and shit. Mothers are so much more appreciated
Yeah.
than fathers. And then when the fathers get that moment to themselves, like you see, it makes them happy.
Of course
really-
it does.
You really
It's just
see it.
one day for them, and it's like, okay, listen, like they
But
worked hard too, the dads.
I
you
was
know?
laughing. It was yesterday, Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I went to my parents' house and my mom was telling my dad, she's like, "Can you like start getting stuff ready?" And he's like, "Hold on, I gotta go to Home Depot." And she's like, "What the fuck are you gonna go to Home Depot for? It's Father's Day." And then that's where I wanna go. I wanna go to Home Depot to see Sunday. I gotta go see Sunday. And
Everything is valid, though.
and I'm
He's
like, you
allowed.
know what
No,
though?
but
Like he's
good,
right.
fuck.
He's
Yeah.
fucking right.
Listen, man, if he
'Cause-
loves Home Depot and he wants to go spend Home Depot, Father's Day on Home Depot, why not?
Listen, chicks get every other day of the year. It's Father's Day, and they still have to make it about what they want to do for Father's Day. It's our day.
Yeah.
It's not my day. I don't have children, but it's the day of the men with children.
One day you'll be a father and you'll have Father's Day. I'm trying to chill my kids on Father's Day and just
I want my
like
kids to write me a letter, and I want them to make me cry. Dude. That's what I want. I
I
feel like my life would be complete.
you know what?
Breakfast in bed. But
yeah.
listen,
yeah.
when they're young, like a shitty breakfast in bed.
Yeah. Like
'Cause they come
cereal
in,
like half spilled.
or like
You know?
bacon not even cooked properly. Like Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
So-
But I would love it.
Yeah. Want to know why?
Because
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah,
it's love.
that's
It's
it.
straight up
It's
love.
My
I love you.
Yeah.
that's it. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't even matter what it is you just gave me. It's just I love you. Here is this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My trainer posted a
Beautiful.
picture on Instagram. Almost made me brought me to tears. It was.
What doesn't bring you
Yeah,
to
I know
tears?
everything brings me. I'm such a fucking
I think it's a
bitch.
science thing.
Wanna grab me a beer, please, if you don't mind?
Justin's having a beer. Jesus.
Oh my god, I'm so
I'm
scared.
fiending a beer. I'm just gonna have one. Fuck.
My
Just have one.
my trainer posted a picture of him and his kids on Father's Day. He has two young kids, and in the caption it was, "I've always told my kids that the best gift they can ever give me is just one big hug." And I was like, "Fuck, that's beautiful."
Yeah.
And then he said that they gave him something else. And so the next picture is they framed a picture that has like a couple of sayings. So at the top it says, "Happy Father's Day, Dad. We love you. In our hearts, you are." And there is a Lego toy of Batman, the Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, whatever, like 4 or 5 superheroes.
Tell me it's all of them combined.
Underneath Batman, it was braver than Batman. Underneath the Hulk, it was stronger than the Hulk. Underneath Iron Man, it was smarter than Iron, or something like that.
Stop.
You know what I mean?
I don't cry. This is
and
crazy.
they gave that to it. And I was just like,
mate.
if I could ever get to a point where I have children and I hate them 364 days out of the year, but they give me that on the 365th,
it's all worth it.
It's all
but
fucking
that's
worth
what
it.
parents say. At the end of the day, it's all worth it just for that, just for those moments.
And it's because at the end of the day, we always say it. When you have kids, a lot of people have them in their 20s. Your kids raising kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you're
raising
kids.
You know, I forget who posted it the other day, but someone wrote something really beautiful, and it was like you grow up, and you only realize once you're grown up that the entire time you've been growing up, your parents have been growing up too.
Yeah.
And you realize that these were just kids raising kids, and they did their best. You know what I mean? And as you're and as you're a child, again, we always say it, like they're the everything in your universe. You think that they're the smartest people in the world, and they have just as many answers as we have now. Maybe a bit more because we're fucking idiots, but like it's crazy.
They fucking did their best, man. Maybe. That's for sure.
No, but he said maybe more, but like I feel like
it's way more.
There some of the answers they might have maybe aren't applicable today.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, they have Instagram and shit.
You know what I mean? Like the problems that a newer generation faces are never the same as the ones that raised them.
Yeah, but they had their own problems back then.
Oh, of course.
Paying 18% interest on mortgages.
No, for sure.
Was that what it was?
Yeah. Could you fucking imagine?
Yeah, but dude, you're paying a house like $7. You know what I mean? Like,
you guys think you're gonna fuck? You're gonna fuck with your kids? I'm gonna fuck with my kids.
Oh, 100%. I can't wait to like prank them and shit. It's gonna be so fucking funny. Yeah. I feel like our generation is all gonna be a bunch of like jokester dads. Yeah. There's a lot of the old, like a lot of our parents are super old school, you know? Like they wouldn't just like do that, you know? I think we're going to be just filled with a generation where we're just going to like just prank our kids and like do all that. It's going to be so much fucking fun, man. I can't wait.
Like family parties, everyone's going to be like fucked up.
Everyone's going to be, it's going to be like lit 24/7. That's
like,
that's
now it's
goal.
like everyone has those uncles or those aunts that like to party, whatever.
Yeah. But it's not the majority.
No, exactly.
Like imagine like you two.
Like a house
with both your kids.
party, but we're like 50.
Yeah. Yeah. I always wonder if we're still going to chill like, for example, Jerry Park, and we're gonna like just bring our kids and like get a little less rowdy, obviously, but like still do these things.
I'd be down for that.
Because even if you're, and I was thinking this, like I went to a park the other day, and there was like they were doing that, people next to me with their kids, and it's like, it makes sense, obviously, because just because you're 20 or you're 50 doesn't mean you like it less as you get older.
You just have less time for it.
You have less time, but you still like it, so you're gonna do it if you could.
You still like doing it, but it's like, you know when you bring people are gonna fucking hate me for this. You know when you go out to your friend's house or whatever, and you just got a dog. And it's like a baby, and it just has like too much energy.
Yeah, toasty.
And
fucking asshole.
And it's just like, it's just running around everywhere. And like, as the owner of the dog, you're like, you feel bad kind of for the people around because it's your dog. So you're obviously going to be in that situation where you have to take care of it, but other people shouldn't have to deal with it, you know? So it's like when you go to, what the fuck, dude? When you go to a park now with your child, it's like, there's people who do have kids, people who don't have kids. And it's like, do you really feel like dealing with the responsibility of taking care of your child while you're trying to like, I don't know if you can do the two, like have fun and take care of your child.
Yeah, but here's the difference, right? So in this case, like, let's say we'll take Toasty for an example. Okay, we're all chilling. Okay, you don't have to bring your dog. It's a dog. You can keep it at home in the cage, even if you sacrifice a couple of hours. With your kid, you have no choice to bring it out. So it's either you don't go out,
just leave it in the cage.
Like you leave your kid in the cage. So it's either you stay home and you don't go out, or you bring your kid. There's no in between. You fucking put your kid in a fucking cage.
Your baby's in a fucking cage. It's crying. I think your baby needs to come. Let him be. Yeah. Let him. He's got to learn.
Where's your kid? I put him in the cage.
Put him in the cage.
Just put a fucking. You close the door. You put the cover
over it. Yeah. Holy fuck. No, but that's the reality of it. So at the same time, it's like, at that point, no one's ever gonna chill ever again.
What a thing it is, to be a parent.
Oh, your whole life is consumed by your child. It's not that it's good or bad. That's just what it is.
It's just there's so many things to it, you know.
You make that decision. Like, do you think you ever really are truly ready to be a father?
Think about. This is flipping the script here. We're all talking about laughing and joking, but wouldn't it? I feel like it's gonna suck, like, to be disappointed in your child.
Yeah,
because you're in a sense you're disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
You think.
Yeah, because you're the reason they're the way they are.
But like, not really.
To an extent, but that's the way you kind of, internalize it. You know.
Well, I think fully. I
like
think
if they make a really, sorry to cut you off, if they make a really bad decision, and you're like, fuck, I would have thought that, like, I raised you
better
to make a better decision than that, and so you're disappointed in them, but then it's a reflection of you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, being disappointed is worse than being pissed.
Yeah, well, I think as a kid, any child grows up the way they grow up because of the influence of their parents. I don't think that there is really, aside from your friends, like
I think you have a bigger influence from your friends than you do your parents. I really believe that.
As we've spoken about this before, I think
certain
you have
age,
more.
I think there's like
I think it's like a
first it's
50-50.
your parents,
Yeah.
then it's
You
your
see
friends.
your friends more, but your respect is higher towards your parents.
Your core, like the base, is from your parents.
Yeah.
But the way you like grow up and like see life is who your surroundings.
What would make you disappointed in your child, though? Like, what would be a situation where you would be like? I don't think
know,
that
you catch him with like fucking cocaine in his room. I'd be like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? Like,
But this is
when it comes to drugs, you're like, Jesus.
This is my question, though,
should be
because
smarter than
I
this.
don't know that me catching my son is gonna sound really bad. I don't know that me catching my son with cocaine or weed or whatever would make me disappointed in that instance. I think the realization that he's a coke addict would make me disappointed.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what it is, though. That's what you associate it with.
But that's what I'm saying.
You
So
shouldn't as a parent either, though.
that's it. Like, you know, your child is gonna go through phases in life, right? They're gonna learn lessons. They're gonna try things, regardless of whether you like it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're gonna do things that you're not fond of, but you have to understand, I think anyway, that, you know, if you find your son with a bag of coke in his room, maybe that was he tried it the first time the night before, he really didn't like it, he's never going to do it again. The idea is like, I wouldn't be disappointed in my son for that instant. I would look at it as an opportunity to be like, I'm going to teach him how to move forward or how to deal with this. You know, if I find out that like you're doing coke every single day and now you're selling my jewelry for a fucking 50 bag, then then I'm disappointed. You know, but like
yes, okay, but here's how I think. Okay,
you have the opener.
No, I get back
on
to
the
you.
couch behind you.
Let me put it on the couch.
But wait, just to like, because think about it. You find your kid has a bit of coke or a drug. You know,
Yeah.
it's like we all know people who've done drugs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The second you find drugs in your kid's room, it means he's doing it constantly. If you do cocaine for the first time in your life, you're not bringing it
I don't
home.
know.
That's the reality of it. My mom found weed in my room for the first time because I was smoking weed for like 2 years before that. I don't have a 3.5 of weed in my closet because I might think about smoking in a couple of days. If you have cocaine on you, most likely you do it and you've been doing it.
Yeah, okay.
That's just what it is.
That's
It
fair,
could
that's
be
fair.
though,
But
obviously there's the rare occasions where
know.
you happen to be the one that, okay, I'm going to buy it, I want to try it, and you bring it home, obviously. But for the most part, no. But yeah, I do agree. Like I agree with you. You don't like fucking scold your kid. You know, you talk to him like in a mature way, and you try to, because the thing is with cocaine, it's an addictive substance, and you're saying, oh yeah, well you'll try things in your life, and it's like people don't always get out of these things, man.
No, yeah, for sure.
We're able to do this in our life, and we're able to be fine, but some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem, especially with drugs.
Well, I feel like is drugs the only thing that would make you disappointed? Like I feel like people always jump to drugs,
It's
right?
disappointed because it's an addictive substance, and I know exactly where it could lead.
What about
a
like
bad decision is a bad decision. There's consequences to it, but you could make up for it. You could with drugs too, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Well, drugs for sure, you'd be disappointed, but even just like I don't know, they make a decision where they hurt a lot of people, they choose to be with someone who's like, really not good for them and
like
brings them down a down path and like a bad path, and they, reject their family for it and things like that. Like, those are things. It's like judgments that you'd think that I instilled good enough or strong enough values in you that you would have made a better decision.
For me, it's like, okay, for sure, both use the same. If your son comes home and you find out that like he was been cheating on his girlfriend, for example,
you're like
that to me is like
see that's what I mean.
That's
like
a good one.
Steering away from drugs, life decisions,
like that's
career, education, relationships, like shit like that. I feel like would hit me harder.
Like you're disappointed in your son for like, come on. You know what I mean? Like you don't do that.
Exactly.
You're hurting somebody's feelings. Obviously, you're like fucking breaking their heart if they find out. Obviously, if they don't, you're just an asshole.
No, but that's
but besides the point,
What about like education? You know how like there's those parents where it's like, oh, like you need to go to university. Like, would you be one of those?
No, that I don't agree with.
I didn't go to university. I mean, I did, but I didn't finish, so I can't be that.
Well, just in general, like I think education, career-wise, like what you're doing for work and stuff. Like, look, I work for a fucking tobacco company. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people who would be like, I don't know, maybe disappointed in their kids for like, you shouldn't work for that type of company. I don't know, whatever. Maybe that's just me internalizing, but
yeah, I think so. I think so, because at the end of the day, you went to school, you have a good job, and you're doing good. You're not promoting cigarettes. You're promoting an alternative to cigarettes.
Would you push your kid, like, even look, go to the other extreme, like homosexuality? If you find out that your kid is gay,
No, of course not.
There's parents who a lot of people would be like, I'd be I don't know that they would like hate their child for it, but I feel like there's people who would be like, look, I'm disappointed, and it's like, is that justified? Look,
it's
as
only
long as you're happy, right?
Yeah, but your parents would only be disappointed because, like, at the end of the day, like, they're not gay. they don't understand.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's all it is. At the end of the day, you don't know what it's like. So to you, it's like, okay, well,
I get the analogy, but it's because gay is necessarily a choice.
No, exactly.
I guess there's debate, but I don't think it's a choice. I think
people say it's a choice are literally fucking like retarded.
Yeah,
like
it's not a choice, right? It's
crazy.
just
Well, guess cock
it's
today.
in you.
You don't just choose.
Whereas like
what you're attracted
education
to
or career,
is a choice.
there's a lot more options. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally a
And
choice.
like as a parent, I feel like I'd be disappointed if they just choose to throw away all their potential and not do anything that they're worthy of. You know what I mean? Like, and they end up just having a fucking shitty life because of it.
Yeah, and then you have to get to the root of it. Be like, okay, well, obviously it's because you have no drive, or you're lazy, you're this, you're that. You know, like
shit like that.
That's a disappointment I find for that. Like, unless they're hit like
it's
35.
not like you need to go to school, but it's like
It depends how old they get. If they're like 22 and they're still being lazy, it's like, okay, you still have time. But when your kid's 40 and you're like, fuck,
yeah,
you know, like this is not what I wanted for my kid. You know, I want him to be a bit like more successful.
Do you think the disappointment in parents who end up having gay children, a guy or girl, stems from like homophobia, or do you think it for the most part, or maybe most of the time, stems from just like, I really wanted to have like
grandkids,
a grandkid. Yeah. Not that they can't, you can adopt and stuff, obviously, or surrogate or whatever, but like bloodline grandkid. Do you think sometimes it might come from that? I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Honestly, if you want to go,
it's pride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to go from like my personal opinion, I think our parents' generation is straight up homophobia.
Yeah, the older
homophobia,
generation.
but like
that's
it's rooted in pride, I think, though.
But that's what it is. They don't understand. You almost can't even blame them. They were like literally wired like that. You know, between us, even us a bit now, though some people like that we know, but after us, it's all good now, man. We're all good.
Dude, in some places, the norm was literally to beat the shit out of gay people.
Yeah, you throw rocks at them and shit. You fucking stone them. Like, how crazy is that shit, man?
You know, actually,
that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I went to the doctor the other day. I guess turn this into a lighter note. I went to the doctor the other day to go do like my regular checkup, blood tests and stuff, STD checks and all that stuff. Tried to see at what stage my gonorrhea is at, and you have to go do blood tests, right? So I've been before, and it's always the same nurse, the guy who's right next door to the doctor's office who takes the blood. And he's never asked me this series of questions, so I don't know what prompted it this time. But he closes the curtains, and right before he pokes me with the needle, he's like, I think he's like Indian or something. He's like, I just want to know. He starts whispering because there's other people in the room. Are you homosexual or heterosexual? And I'm like, no, I'm like, well, STD tests, I guess, I guess maybe that's why they're asking. I'm heterosexual. Okay, nothing, you sure? Nothing at all? And I'm like, no, I'm heterosexual. And he kept going. He's like, nothing at all, nothing in the mouth, nothing at all. And I'm just like, yo,
maybe he was gay.
I don't know. I was just like,
are you sure you're not gay? 'Cause I want to suck your cock.
I was like, what the
exactly.
fuck?
You sure not gay?
Like, I answered you the first time. You don't need to give me the charade.
That's what it is. It's the whole charade.
Yeah, like this, like that whole part. Like, I didn't need that, like... Nothing. He goes, nothing in there. Nothing in the mouth. God. Nothing. I'm like, no, I'm good. And then the idiot that guy is takes the blood. When you're taking blood, you need 3 vials for whatever test that they do. And he's talking to me about something else. And he's taking my blood. And he's like, have you ever heard about the PEP or the PrEP? And I thought he was making a joke because I was looking away. I don't like looking at myself getting stabbed with a needle. So I was looking away. And I thought he was doing the classic thing where the nurse tries to distract you with a conversation. Yeah. So I thought he was saying a joke. Have you heard of the PEP or the PrEP? It sounds like the fucking build up to a one-liner, you know what I mean? Like the PEP is the, So I'm just like, no. And he's like, well, the PEP and the PrEP is a medication you can get over the counter at the pharmacy for HIV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Apparently, first of all, side note, there's apparently a drug that you can take before, like if you know that you're going to be having a lot of unprotected sex, there's a drug called the PEP, which you can take before any of your sexual encounters to mitigate the risk of HIV as much as possible.
You got to take it regularly.
Yeah. Or if you're worried, like a kind of a plan B for guys, the PrEP. So anyway, he's taking my blood and he's talking to me about this PEP or PrEP thing. And I'm just like, yo, you just asked me if I sucked cock with your hand. Like, I don't know. I'm not listening to you. And so he's talking and then he pulls the needle out and I just look at the table. There's 2 vials. And I'm like, in my head, isn't there supposed to be 3? And as I think of that, he looks at me. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I need a 3rd one. Stabs me in the same spot. Dude, you know how much it hurts a second time jabbing a needle into you?
Oh, my God.
Anyway, all this, I don't know.
PEP or the PrEP. That's like an ad for like fucking going raw. Holy shit. People are gonna start going raw after this
People
podcast.
Guys cannot know about this. Fucking
that's what I was thinking. People are gonna hear us and be like, "Holy shit, I'm taking the pep in the prep."
Surgeon fucking STDs. Jesus Christ. You know what's funny about guys, man? I know a lot of guys, and I don't know if this is the norm for a lot of guys, but I know a lot of guys who base their cleanliness STD wise off of the result of their partner's checkup. I feel like girls are so much more prone are so much more active in the maintenance of their sexual health
Than guys?
Than guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Girls are they go to the gyno. They get checked more often, I think, than guys. Guys are just fucking whatever.
Yeah. We just have dicks.
You just have a cock
Yeah.
flopping around, and you're just like, well, she got checked, she was fine, so I guess that means I'm alright. I haven't got it in 7 years, but I mean,
well, I mean, in theory, wouldn't that be? I mean, if you have a girlfriend and she's clean and you're constantly having sex with her and she's always clean, and free of any sort of STDs, you should technically be clean yourself.
But think about a lot of the guys that you know. Okay, do you know a lot of guys who regularly go to get checkups?
No.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was single, I would go like.
I go once a year for a full checkup.
Unless you're always wrapping it, but even at that, that's like if someone tells you they always wrap it, they're just a fucking full blown.
I would go at least once a year for sure.
Like, I think you have to go at least once a year. I think it's important, but why not? I mean,
for a full checkup, I go once a year for everything. They touch your balls.
Yeah.
They move your dick around. They're just like, they
like squeeze your.
Yeah, your glands.
You just squeeze your nuts.
Yeah,
even your head.
I know a guy that put what's it with fucking nail clipper? Not nail clipper. Those things that you paper clip. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Don't finish the sentence.
What you know where I'm going with this, right? Anyways, he undid the paper clip and just put it in his dick hole.
Why?
Why?
Because he's sick.
Why?
What the fuck?
Because he's sick.
Imagine going to the ER for that fucking. You know what I mean?
We're all like grabbing our nuts right now. That's crazy.
Can you punch him in the face when you see him, please?
Well,
I'd almost be embarrassed to go to the hospital.
He didn't go to the hospital. He took it right out. So.
But you know the people who like.
Fits. I mean, it's tiny. But why?
Pointy.
Why?
You know the people who put like beer bottles up their ass and it explodes and they're just like there's glass inside their asshole.
That happened, right? There's a video of some girl shoving a beer bottle up her ass. It shatters in her asshole, and then she's just there for like hours trying to take out broken glass out of her ass. And it's like obviously she's.
But like those people who go to the ER for that, like, aren't you embarrassed?
Yeah, it's massive internal bleeding.
Don't even feel bad.
Yeah, like you're stupid. Yeah,
you're just not.
Good for you for trying that. That's going out of your comfort zone. Putting a beer bottle up your ass.
There's better ways to get out of your comfort zone, I think. Put a fist, bro. Put a fist. I don't know.
You can't really fist your own ass, could you?
I don't know. Put something that won't shatter at least.
Yeah, at least put like a plastic bottle.
You're not embarrassed to go to like the ER with those problems.
I think that's your least. That's like the least of your worries.
Yeah.
You have literally you're shitting glass.
Like they must see so many fucked up things. People who work in the ER,
100%.
Can't even imagine.
Jobs where people must see fucked up shit. Okay,
Cops.
Yeah. Cops.
ER. I'm gonna go out of the box right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is still a thing, but people who develop pictures from a camera.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about that.
Well, when we developed that one right there, the girl was just looking at a picture, and it's like just me and Josh, pretty much almost nude.
One of my friends always has a disposable camera with her, and she likes to take pictures. And like the pictures come out really cool. Like the way they look is nice.
They're amazing.
And I remember one night we came back here after Jerry Park. I was really drunk, and for some reason, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to take the camera and just take a picture of my dick. But it wasn't like your classic dick pic, okay? It was my flaccid cock. Like there wasn't even an inch of blood that had rushed to my penis in that moment. It was there was just my flaccid penis. Just like that.
Sounds weird.
You know, like this
just the classic. Yeah.
And so I had forgotten about it, and she texted me. Yeah, this is a she, by the way. She texted me a couple of days ago, and she's like, "I got your dick pic," and I'm just like, "What?"
You're about to get canceled.
I'm like, did I send her like a dick pic when I was drunk or something? And I wrote a question mark, and she gets them developed and then sent to her phone. So she sent me the picture, and all you see is just your dick, dude. Like, like 3:46 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, there's nothing going. It's just like this.
It's the most flaccid it could possibly ever fucking be.
But then I started to think, okay, really speaking, a flaccid cock pic is the most big dick energy thing that you can do, because people only take hard cock pics.
Yeah, because you don't want people to think you have a small dick.
Exactly. But if you just take a flaccid cock pic, You don't give a fuck, dude. You're just like, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's my flaccid cock.
You wanted to see my dick? Well, this is my dick.
This is my dick in real form.
You think it's all glitz and glamour all the time?
It's not glitz and glamour. Here it is.
Fuck.
You know, it's fucking people. They don't understand.
Yeah. Think of the shit they must see, people who develop pictures.
Oh my god, crazy.
Orgies,
gangbangs. You put that flaccid dick pic in a museum.
Put it right. No, we're gonna put it right here now for the fans.
The first ever flaccid dick pic.
Not, no.
In the world.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Don't Google it. Having flaccid dick is flooded with them.
It's like my dick after a cold shower. It's like this big.
Like, if you get impressed sometimes like, when you have a fucking hard on, you're like, Jesus
you
Christ,
know what it is though?
It's
different when your dick's cold. It's not a flaccid dick.
No,
it
it's
shrinks,
like,
but it's fat. Dude.
Yeah,
it gets fat.
Yeah, it just shrinks this way. It doesn't shrink this way.
Yeah.
It's like a button.
Yeah,
it's like a big button.
Sometimes you're just like, oh my god, like if anybody would see this right now, I would be so embarrassed.
Oh my god.
We did a hike.
It's like a
get out. The mirror is right in front of my shower when I get out. Yeah. So I'm like,
what is this?
What is that?
But we did a hike 2 years ago. You came with us, right? When we did Indian Head?
No, I wasn't there.
Or Aboriginal Head, I guess is that what we call it now. We did a hike in...
They're going to change it for sure.
In New York, or Vermont, or anyway, in the Adirondacks.
Yeah, it was in the state of New York.
Yeah, it was called Mount Indian Head. And
it was amazing, so beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful hike, really great hike.
Really nice.
There's a point where there's like kind of a little canyon, a waterfall, there's like water, rocks, and you can kind of chill out. Water was super cold. So I went in the water with Sag and like a couple of other people. I took my pants off. I was just in my boxers. The water's freezing, so your dick is just shriveled up to like nothing, to a hair's length. You know,
it's impressive how much it shrinks.
Yeah, like very.
Yeah, it's
very, very shrunk.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to go take a piss at one point, and I go to where the waterfall is, and above the waterfall, there's like a little path that you can kind of walk above. So people were up top over there climbing. So as I'm pissing, they must have walked and hit something, and a rock. Brother, when I tell you a rock, dude, like a boulder, like this fucking big, really, really, really big boulder fell from at least 25 feet up. So as I'm taking a piss, all I see is right next to me, just right here, a boulder just falls to the ground. 1 foot to the side, dude, like that would have killed me.
Okay, you would have used your forearms to save yourself, bro. Don't worry.
But like I was thinking after, I'm just like, like trying to like add like humor to the situation. I'm like, man, that would have fucking killed me if that hit me. And all you would have fucking seen is me on the floor, dead with a fucking 0.5-inch cock from the cold water, having
man with smallest dick found dead.
What if the boulder crushed your head, so all the blood rushed to your cock,
and you just die with a fucking hard on?
Biggest fucking.
What if you were taking a piss, but because your dick was shrunk, the rock didn't hit your dick?
If you had a hard dick, it would have fucking took your dick off.
Took your dick off.
Took your dick right off.
It would have hit your dick, hit you back in the face.
Yeah.
What?
It just springs. It's sometimes like, what's that word? Like the boing.
What's like the disability that you would have that you'd be like, oh man, like I don't even know if this is like worth it anymore. Like people who get like their dicks chopped off and shit, or like their legs, their arms.
I feel like you'd be surprised in those situations. Those tend to be the people who have sometimes the most positive outlooks on life.
Having no dick. I don't know about that one.
No, I mean like no, like a disability.
And disability, yeah, okay. Not just like you got your dick chopped off, like Josh was saying. Like, no, not even close on that one. But yeah, definitely.
I was driving. I was in. This is a bad omen, I think. But my grandmother was over yesterday, and I was just riding around in her. She put her on the table of the chair. I was just riding around in her wheelchair.
Bro, I do that shit all the time. I just go in. If you're superstitious, horrible advice. Don't do it. But I would go into like grocery stores and take the electric ones and just chill in them, man.
But the electric ones isn't people who can't walk, it's people who are fucking lazy.
Yeah, it was in the States too. It was in the US. They're all like super mega fucking obese over there. So
yeah,
like, it's other ones that don't want to walk, and I just go around and just drive it.
They probably got mad at you. They used to get mad at you.
They're like, like in the moments where you think your mom's gonna get really pissed at you, she saw me.
Those are the best.
And she it's still a story to this day. Like when she tells her friend, dying of laughter.
Those are the people I see them sometimes. I'm just like, yo, you want to just like walk?
Could you get up your fucking fat lazy ass and just walk a bit?
Or you see them at McD's or.
But these are the ones. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad. You don't do anything for yourself. Like you're literally driving around in a little fucking scooter in a grocery store.
Dude, it sounds harsh, but it's the truth, man.
We were talking about this 2 episodes ago, where it's like, is it a series of conscious decisions that lead you to a point where you're that weight? And it's like one of those conscious decisions is like, I'm gonna take a fucking scooter inside the grocery store.
And,
like,
and the worst part about it is that you look at their basket and it's not like vegetables.
No.
It's straight up
Brownies.
Twinkies and fucking
Dude,
who knows what.
used to be a cashier at a grocery store
Yeah.
at a Maxi, and fuck, I used to see so many like people who like I don't know, didn't have enough money for something or whatever, and like the choice of things that they would take out of their cart, very questionable.
Oh, so like I said, like it tallies up and they don't have enough. They would take out like fruits instead of like chips.
Instead of taking out the fucking case of 24 beer, they took out the vegetables.
Well, guess we're not brushing our teeth this week. Take that toothpaste right out.
Priorities, man. Priorities are key.
But it's fucked because we were talking about this, I think, a week ago. There's places in the world, what are they called? Blue zones?
Yeah, I think I can't remember.
There's places in the world where people, it's like areas in the world where people are the oldest on average.
Yeah, there's a place
based off of other people's average age in the world. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's
no
like,
shit.
Well,
yeah.
no,
It's like no shit.
I don't know if it's
That's the type of insight you get right here.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. Like the place
good
I was
stuff.
talking about in Italy, it's a place called Sardinia.
Mm-hmm.
It's the place with one of the most, or one of the places with the most centenarians, like people who live past 100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in Italy.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily like the oldest average age or whatever, but
And they
the
don't
most-
and they don't eat like, you know,
healthy, so to speak.
yeah.
But
They,
it's-
I guess they eat in moderation maybe, but like a lot of carbs,
Let me ask you a
pastas.
question.
But
okay?
it's not processed. It's not refined.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
You think it's actually true?
Yes,
eh?
yes,
That's what I was
yes,
gonna ask you. Like,
yes.
no, they, oh well, in Italy they fucking eat at 10 p.m. and they eat like crazy meals, like pasta and all that carb, right? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say, yeah, but it's not processed. That's actually true.
It has
What
a
is
big part to
processed,
play.
though?
Has a big.
That's the
anything
thing.
that
What is- I mean,
where,
it's
where
pasta. What
chemicals
is-
are added, preservatives are added. For something to last in a can for fucking 2 years is not normal. It's tomato soup, bro. A tomato doesn't even last more than a week on your counter.
You
Fuck
buy a
you.
can of chickpeas, dude. That thing's good until 2058, dude.
Yeah.
It's
They really leave actual chickpeas out. That's like 4 fucking seconds.
You open the
things
fridge the
like-
next day, it reeks.
Yeah, some things like that are like beans and stuff is still not the best, but it's not as bad as like soups or sauces, like Lipton soups. Those packages, that powder,
Love Lipton soup.
it's fucking terrible for you. It's all
Tastes
bullshit.
fantastic.
Yeah,
man.
I know it does, but it's all artificial. That's why it tastes. It's because they took all the flavors you want and concentrated the shit out of them.
So how come they don't have process in Italy, but they have process in Canada?
My
What the fuck is that
my
about?
question is this: is why hasn't
question.
the world and nature evolved to a point where things that are good for you give you a taste that your body is craving? You know what I mean? Like, why is our body craving these things that in those times of like, I was going to say cannibalism, in those times of cavemen, where there may have been cannibalism,
Most likely.
you know, that you're only able to eat what's out there in the wild, fruits, berries, meat,
but
whatever,
that's-
and all these things don't have any of these like additives, you know.
That's why though, because our body has that instinct. Like salt, for example. Like your body needs salt to live. Obviously, not too much of it.
Well, very little.
Not necessarily.
I mean, not like we
There's
we
debate
put when
on
we
it.
boil our pasta.
No,
we
but
fucking shove
I'm also
salt
not
in there.
talking about fucking your table salt. That's
Yes.
bullshit.
Okay, yeah.
First of all, the general
It's
rule.
like baking powder in there.
Chugging
Yeah,
table salt.
anything that's that white is not usually isn't good for you. Okay?
Okay, fair enough. Sugar too, I guess. Sugar,
Cocaine.
yeah.
Our bodies like they wanted salt, and not even just that. Like it tastes good.
Yeah.
Sugar too, but there wasn't an abundance of those things. So we still have that primal instinct in us, where when we taste that, oh fuck, it's so good, and we just devour it like if we never ate before. It's a primal instinct in us, but it. And when they discovered that, these food corporations saw a market for it, and that's why they blast out all these fucking.
But think about
all
it.
this
Okay?
junk food
If-
and all
if-
that
if
shit.
putting preservatives in cans and shit makes it last longer, like they're so stupid. Wouldn't they want people to buy more? Why are you making things last longer?
It's true.
Make it raw so you can buy more.
They last long, but I'm not just saying people don't buy it because they last longer. Usually those things are cheaper,
Yeah.
The most do though because they don't have.
and they're also
Some people that don't have a
that's
lot of
the thing,
money are gonna
cheap.
buy things that are
Exactly.
gonna last long,
and that are cheap.
and they're cheap. Yeah.
There's things that
That's
could
true.
last long but aren't necessarily cheap. But all these processed things are, and it's all made in abundance, right?
Like, do you ever actually have missing salt on something, add salt, and you're like, holy fuck, how could it be this much better? Because I added like
100%.
a little thing of salt. But
100%.
it's crazy.
100%.
Taste buds go wild.
yeah.
You know.
No, but it's just to come back to your question, that's what it is. We have that. I guess I keep saying instinct, but something in us that when we taste that, we just want more of it, and it's always that sugar or sweetness. Sorry, salt
Sugar,
or
sugar, salt.
Do you think that the you were saying before, like the marketing companies take advantage, right? Like the
100%
and companies in general take advantage of the knowledge that people crave these things.
Yeah.
Do you think that these companies, let's say tobacco, for instance, or no, food companies, GMOs, no, not GMOs. What's the
Monsanto.
Monsanto, yeah, that's it. That's what I was trying to say. These companies that quote unquote take advantage. Do you think that they're really at fault, or is it the people who are making these conscious decisions day to day? Because can you really, in my mind, okay, and I might be wrong about this, in my mind, you can't blame somebody for taking advantage of an opportunity that another person is presenting to them. So what I'm saying is, like, you can't blame me. Let's say if we're talking about cigarettes, okay? You can't blame me for selling a cigarette to a guy who every day is at my door and saying, please give me a fucking cigarette right now.
Yes, but you could also argue that if guys like you didn't exist, nobody would smoke.
No, but
just sorry.
Not true, but that's the argument.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say in response to that. If I didn't exist, someone else will.
But no, it's on the bigger scale though. If this didn't, if the corporations of cigarettes didn't exist, you wouldn't have guys begging you for cigarettes.
Like, translate that into food, let's say, like Monsanto.
Well, guys that people Nestle.
Yeah. People say McDonald's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they serve shit food. It's really bad for your health, etc.
Why do you say Nestle over McDonald's? What the fuck? I was thinking chocolate bars.
I feel like there's a lot of parts to it though. One thing is like the diet we think we're supposed to have, like the whole idea of carbs, meat, vegetables, like that's one thing. But it's like my problem, let's say, with things like okay, I'm fucking going all over the place here. Jesus Christ, let me collect my thoughts. Holy fuck! I started 4 sentences. I didn't get through halfway fucking any of them. Woo!
Say, bro, it's good, man.
Yeah,
that's the pen. That's the pen.
No, it's this topic.
He's so passionate about it.
Oh, food, dude, I love food.
I love food, man.
But
I love food.
Everything about food. Yeah, the thing is, like, McD's. Yeah, you do have a point with that. Like, if people didn't, it's different because if people just didn't eat McD's,
they wouldn't. If McD's didn't exist, nobody would eat it.
I'm talking more about like on a scale of like food and where vegetables come from and stuff. Like you drive past a farming field and you see that there's lettuce or corn or whatever. Like everything looks identical. That's because it's the genes of those seeds are modified so that these traits come out in the plant.
Okay.
And it's all about not efficiency. What's the number? Like it's about volume.
Yeah,
volume. Exact. But like if you look at a real garden, like I have a garden at home.
You have a garden at home.
None of the lettuce.
None
of my lettuce heads look the same. It doesn't make sense that there's 1,000 of them
that look exactly the same.
Exactly the same. It's almost not even real, and it's technically not because
it's still better than McD's though.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's but not, I mean, I think that comes down to convenience because we're just fucking too many people on this planet. Like, if we were still confined to our tribes of 300 and 400 people, then we wouldn't need to be adding any of these additives into the food to allow them to grow quicker or taste. I don't know, maybe not taste better, but just be more readily available.
Well, they also add shit so the animals don't come and eat all the crop.
That's like techniques of farming. Rather.
Yeah. Okay.
But to come like to what you said, that's what I was saying before in terms of like what we think our diet is supposed to be. Like, we wouldn't have to have all these animals and slaughter all these animals, like billions of animals every year, which literally is billions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we didn't eat meat the way we do, which we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's that we slaughter hundreds of millions of cows every year, but most of those cows, they're just used for, like, your prime cuts of steak and ribs and stuff like that.
Yeah, like 3/4 of
the necks,
the head.
The necks, the head, whatever, the feet. Most of that shit gets sent to places that get grinded up and turned into fucking hot dogs and stuff.
Yeah, literally.
Whereas back then, or places like in Italy, they cook with those things. They use all those things. And there's so much nutrients in all those parts of the animal as well. We don't use that here in North, like, at least Western diets.
You just came back full circle on that one. That was nice.
We don't think that way. We always want the steak, the prime rib, the short ribs. But it's not like a sustainable way of eating, And, dude, you ever eat like a fucking lamb neck? It's delicious. You just have to learn how to cook it.
Yeah.
But we don't, and I could go on and on.
I love lamb.
But think about restaurants too, and like the role that they play. Because when you go to a restaurant, it's a nice surf and turf, filet mignon and shrimp.
Yeah. But you're just catering to what people want at the end of the day.
Yes,
that's all it is.
Are
you taking advantage?
Yes and no. Because at the end of the day, everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a role to play if anything would change. It's the same thing with climate change, with food, whatever. Anyways, I could go on and on and on and on.
Imagine just being reborn as like a fucking cow and you're aware and you're just like, fuck.
They're aware, man.
Yeah,
But
well,
I
They know they're
think
about to
that
get fucking killed.
if the animal, like my philosophy on it is that if the animal lives a good, healthy life and the animal is living in a way that they want to live, it's not so bad. Like what
except
else?
the murdering part, like
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
but
it's like, okay,
most,
I'll make you
most
live.
farmers and people who actually take care of their animals and care for them, like they're sad when they kill the animal. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it justifies it, but what does to some extent justify it is that if none of that animal goes in vain and it's not killed without any fucking dignity.
If you're gonna kill it, you're gonna use every single inch of that animal.
do you remember when we used to go to the farm with
Felice.
our grandfather used to bring us to this farm of, I don't even know if it was his friend or a family
Yeah, it
member.
was
I
a
don't even
friend,
know
it was a
who this
friend.
guy was, but it was like a guy from the old country, you know, like one of those guys. And he just had a farm, dude, and we would go there, and as soon as you used to walk into the fucking the barn, every lamb would just fucking run for their lives.
Yeah.
And, "Rah!" And he would catch, like, dude, we're fucking, like, I'm like 6 years old. He's like 3. He would
we
catch
killed
a
a lamb.
lamb, tie up its legs,
all in front of you guys.
Yeah, hang it upside down, slit its neck, and fucking skin it in front of us, and then open up its stomach with
No
a
wonder
knife.
you're a fucking psychopath. Bro. It all makes sense.
But dude, it sounds fucked up, but if you're gonna eat meat, you need to be aware that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what
That's what
happens
they would
to
say.
the
Like
animals.
people at the grocery store, like the reason why people can't be vegetarian or vegan is because they don't have like the association of like what they're actually doing.
Oh, exactly. Like
So if you would go slap on like a picture of like the slaughtered cow or pig on top of every single meat wrapper,
it would be
most
different.
likely
It's
would,
like the
you
same
wouldn't
thing.
buy it.
That's what they did with cigarette packs, right?
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
But like that, I give huge respect to Joe Rogan. Most of the meat that he eats is elk or deer or something that he hunted, because he really was about to go vegetarian. I don't know if it was vegan or veg, but he was about to go one of the two. And before he decided, because he wasn't okay with eating meat that's slaughtered the way that, you know, the cows and stuff that we eat are slaughtered.
Yeah.
For at least what you find in grocery stores and stuff. And he said, I'm going to try hunting my own animal and eating it, because if I can't be okay with killing the animal myself, I don't deserve to eat meat.
Yeah, if you're not okay with killing the animal yourself, you shouldn't be eating it in the first place.
And so
we're all guilty of this, obviously.
Oh,
we
of course.
have no fucking idea.
But this is what I mean, that everyone sort of has a role to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you want to go back to these question, like these people are like, at the end of the day, it's a business. Okay.
It is.
So what you're doing is I guess you can say, I'm going to say this word, taking advantage of people that are going to buy your stuff, right? So at the end of the day, you can choose as a consumer, okay, I'm going to buy this. But the opportunity is there to buy. It's not realistic to be like, okay, well, I'm going to eliminate all opportunity. Like, it's that would never happen.
No,
right?
I agree.
Like, so it's both. It's both.
It is.
It's like a drug dealer, man. Do you really blame drug dealers for selling drugs?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Look,
I
there's
know,
people
I know.
who want it. Like at a certain point, if you don't do it, somebody else will.
No.
Right?
That's why I thought I had an answer to his when he brought up the McDee's thing, but I just went on a whole other fucking
Yeah, it's a thing about
tangent.
veganism brought out of nowhere, but it was nice. I like this.
That's what I'm saying. Like people, if there is a need, somebody will fill that need with a service.
Yeah,
That's what
but
every
the goal
business
is to
is.
eliminate all, like,
But-
all
but, you know,
the source, but it's not.
It's
Yeah.
not even it doesn't even have to be the goal though. It's
My-
about putting everything else into moderation. Like
My logic is just this: is because by that metric, then you can say that, Zara is taking advantage of people for not wanting to be naked. You know what I mean? By selling clothes. By that metric, every single company
But wearing clothes is not unhealthy for you.
I mean,
In fact,
listen,
it protects you from the sun. And
being naked
probably.
is very nice. You ever tan your perineum?
Perineum.
best way to intake vitamin D.
It's a thing. It's called the perineum sunning.
Yeah.
We spoke about this. Well, we spoke about perineums with
perineums.
Peter. But there's a thing where apparently people like it's used. I think it's in California. California's all weirdos, man.
Google vitamin D intake from your ass, and the first thing you see is just a guy like on
What is
his
it?
ass.
Is he like
What's
funneling
it called? No,
the
what's
sun
it?
into his asshole?
Is it the happy baby? I think the position is the yoga position, happy baby,
Okay,
where you're basically on your back.
that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's why he's happy.
Yeah, you're on your back and you're basically holding your ankles with your hands.
Yeah. And
So
your
ass
asshole is
like
to the
up.
sky.
You're kind of rocking back and forth, you know.
Could you imagine you go to the beach, like,
But
and
apparently-
some guy is just doing that?
5 or 10 minutes of direct sunlight on your asshole is like the most efficient way to.
Why is
take in-
everything up your ass the
it's
most
I know,
efficient
it's-
way for everything?
You know why?
Like, I
Because
don't get it.
I think that it goes directly into your system, like alcohol
Just,
too.
yeah.
Let's say, because usually from your mouth, your liver filters it.
Yeah, this is straight
Just
in there.
Yeah,
In
straight
the
into
ass.
your intestines.
In the ass.
Perineum fucking tanning.
Fucking
them down.
suppositories drinking through your asshole.
that's why. Like pills,
Jesus Christ.
all that stuff. It's like the ass is just like Wow,
fingers.
so powerful.
The ass is powerful.
So powerful.
The asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
specific.
The sphincter.
Yeah.
The
What is-
rectum.
The rectum.
The rectum.
Rectum.
Rectile.
Rectile function.
Fuck, erectile function for real. Okay, guys.
Okay,
that's
guys,
it.
listen. I want to get into a little segment before we cap the episode off this evening.
You know what it's called, Lucas?
What's it called? Look at the camera as you say it.
Really? Right. Fuck. Okay? Right.
Yeah, you have to write in, and then you really have to answer it. But you really have to write, not just a regular write.
No, you
That's
really right. Fuck.
I just spilled beer all over myself.
A quick would you rather that I thought was interesting. I don't
You're
think
writing fuck? Serious,
A
bro.
quick would you rather.
No, say it.
I thought this one was interesting. I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask this. This is strange, but
I'm really curious.
would you rather have $1 million a year? No, sorry. So, no, it's not a would you rather. It's a scenario based question.
Okay.
Would you
So
get $1 million a year with the knowledge that every day you have a 1 in 57 chance? I don't know why 57, but let's say 1 in 50. So $1 million every year, but
No,
every day.
A day.
No, it's $1 million a year, but
Oh.
every day you know that you have a 1 in 50 chance of death.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Not even for $1 million a day.
1 in 50.
Yeah.
Yo.
But
no.
every day it restarts. Like, you know what I mean?
That means that in 50 days, you're going to die.
Is that what it
Pretty
means?
much.
It's,
But you could not.
I
Like
mean,
Russian
no,
roulette,
but-
like maybe you just live forever. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I mean, and you're always getting that 49 out of the...
Because
out
every
of-
day it restarts. So it's not like you
Yeah,
have a 1 in
it's not
50,
like
1 in
it's-
49 the
yeah,
next day.
I know, but it's like realistic.
True.
Look, in terms of odds, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So
But
no.
you're going to die no matter what.
Yeah, but I can die
Yeah.
fucking today. Here's your first million, and I just die.
No,
I'm not
fuck
down. I'm not down.
that. I guess 1 in 50.
You mean like 1 in 5 million? I'll probably do it.
Yeah, 1 in 5 million.
Yeah, those are bigger odds than even winning the
How
lottery.
many
1 in
years is 5
million.
So
million?
it's like every day, if you come into 50 close to death encounters.
No, but how do you scale or
You're
rate
gonna
the 1 in
die.
50? It's not like you have to have 50
I'm trying to figure that out, yeah.
near death experiences.
I think we all just want to be like, life's worth more than money, man. Like, I'm not going to do it. That's the ideology we're all having right now.
I don't know why I thought this
It
would be
is,
less,
though.
but you know how many years 5 million days is?
it's like 36
What the
years.
fuck did you Google?
36 years. That
You
makes no
wrote
sense.
5 million days in a year. What the fuck? What are you trying to do?
13,698 years.
No, I said 36 years. I was way off.
That's
Obviously.
fucked up. You ever Google how many fucking minutes there are in like a lifetime?
A
in
lot.
like 97. No, but like surprisingly not that much.
There's
Or how many
there's
hours?
525,600 minutes in a year.
What? Repeat that?
There's 525,600 minutes in 1 year.
In
You
1
would
year?
think there's
more.
I would think there would be more.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that there would be more than that?
a song, bro.
525,000. That's it.
Yeah. It is. It's a song. We all heard it when we were younger.
How does it go?
525,600 minutes. You guys don't know it. Yeah, she
rings
knows
a
it.
bell.
Yeah.
Rings a bell. Start
Like,
sing-
who's
no,
the
start singing
label?
again.
Who's the label that was like that? That's the single. That's the song. Some guy comes to your
Hey,
fucking
you guys are
office.
fucking serious.
You
Is
serious?
it?
Is it?
Is it?
All right, so you guys are all going with life instead of money. Is that
Yeah,
what we're
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose life over
As
cash.
Bob
Yeah.
Marley said, life is worth much more than gold.
I was one of those fucking losers in high school. In my yearbook, I wrote a Bob Marley quote. What did I write? I wrote,
For real?
in this life of sorrow, in this life of something, you can't forget your past. I think it was in the song "Stir It Up," and I was just like, I wrote that as a quote. I was like, I'm deep, man. I'm fucking
Yeah.
deep. I actually also wrote, "I'll never forget LDV nights," which I thought was.
I
always
wrote
very-
that too, actually. In my
I-
memories, I put LDV nights.
Really?
Yeah.
Mental. I've always felt like that was like a beautiful sentiment.
I'm pretty sure I even put Blunt Bench. I swear to God.
I always
Okay,
felt
what
like that
else?
was.
What else did they write? What else did they write?
All right, so we
What
have
else? What else? What else? What else? What else?
What else they fucking write?
What are they fucking right? Fuck.
Really, really
what's,
fucking right. Fuck.
What'd you fucking write?
What's
Fucking
with
right,
guys
fuck.
eating ass?
Eating ass is fucking top.
Why is it?
I would
top?
rather eat ass than eat puss. I swear to God.
Jesus Christ. Well, there goes the rest of Justin's dating life.
What
Not a
it
guy's
with
ass.
guys
Just a
eating
girl's ass,
ass?
though. Obviously. I love eating ass. Why? Because you have a mental ass. I mean, it's like anything else.
But what's the pleasure that we derive from it?
I think it's knowing how
It's
much
just
pleasure
primal.
it's giving the girl.
Is it?
Yeah, girls like it, man.
I would imagine that the root of this question lies in the fact that maybe they don't derive as much pleasure from it as we think they do.
No, I would think less than regular.
Than vaginal.
Vaginal, yes.
Oral play.
Yes.
I would. Yeah, it's possible less than vaginal.
Yeah,
for
because
sure. That would make
like
sense.
their G-spot is not in their ass. Like,
But then again,
males.
Why don't you like it when I fuck you in the nose? It's not as fun as your vagina.
does a guy like getting his dick sucked more than he likes getting his
ass eaten?
asshole tickled?
In theory, the asshole would feel better
That's what I'm saying.
because your G-spot is there.
Well, it's inside your asshole.
Yes.
But I mean,
But if it was on the exterior of your asshole, you would feel better to get your ass eaten than it would be to get your dick sucked.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in real life now.
It's true.
but
in life now, no.
I guess it's two parts.
It's a two-part question.
No, I think one is just like knowing that it's giving the girl a lot of pleasure. I think like
that's what it is.
if you're not a selfish lover, you enjoy that.
Don't be a selfish lover, man.
And two, it's nice.
It's just straight up nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's just like that's the answer. It's nice.
This may be a very strange thought to have still at this age. I've had it since I was younger, and I feel like when I was younger, it may have been more normal.
You're thinking about eating ass since you were a kid, eh?
No, I always was like, what is it about like sexual attraction, sex in general, where your first instinct is to go, like we like asses, right? I really like butts. Okay? Like a nice ass. Your first instinct is like either to touch it or to go and like put your mouth on it, you know what I mean? Like kiss it, like sucking tits. You know what I mean? Like guys like tits.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
that's what
crazy.
it's from. I'm saying like the whole to put your mouth on things, you know?
Yeah, well, like, yeah, if you like ass, like, maybe whatever, you're then drawn to the asshole. But I'm saying in just in a generalized sense.
Your tongue is like a magnet
yeah,
for the
yeah,
asshole.
like you just want to go fucking lick it. You know what I mean? You just want to lick a boob.
It's so primal, bro. It's crazy. Why, you ask?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I used to work somewhere, and this guy's dad used to always like come by the place. He's a fucking legend, okay? He's a Latino guy, so you know they're always about the sex jokes, always about the So this guy once he said, "Pour bien baiser la femme, premier il faut mettre la langue dans le cul, comme ça." Oh, it is. There was a video of it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this video before.
It could be. I probably showed you.
Yeah, you did show me.
Wiser words were never spoken.
That's like...
But it was the demonstration for me. Comme ça.
Comme ça.
And the noise.
That's so busted.
People are so crazy, bro.
So, I don't know. To answer this question, like, where does it come from? What's with it? I don't know. It's hot, I think. I don't know. It's hot. I think it's... I don't know. There's something primal about it, you know. Like I get to grab your ass.
It's the most primal
on both
thing.
ends.
You lose yourself
and just
in
fucking.
Yeah.
Savage.
Suffocation.
Yeah.
You lose yourself in it.
Sometimes savagery is appreciated,
of course,
by yourself. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
the thing for girls, man. It's like why are you putting my dick in your mouth? But for real, I'm not even trying to be like.
I guess, yeah.
It's the same thing.
I mean, I guess
for pleasure because they know that it feels good for us.
I guess maybe a better analogy or a better example.
Yeah. Sorry. It turns you on to turn someone on.
That's exactly it.
I feel like maybe a better way of explaining it is like girls who eat guys' asses, because there are girls who do it, you know.
Yeah, don't tell me you enjoy that. That's straight up for the other person's pleasure.
But maybe they do.
Maybe they do. I know. I'm just saying.
Guys like eating ass. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but it's like a girl's ass is way nicer than a guy's ass.
100%.
Like, you ever see like your own asshole? You're like, Jesus Christ, you fucking
Scared. I haven't seen my asshole in years.
I'm scared to look at my asshole.
Scared to look at it.
It's not nice, you know. I would assume it's not. A girl's asshole is way nicer.
Catch a whiff sometimes.
Oh my god, that's one of my worst fears. Is just getting into a fucking sexual situation and you're just like, I know I smell right now. Like,
no, you don't put those yourself.
You don't put yourself in those situations.
No, ever. You shower.
But the ass is tricky. I feel like.
Yes, you really scrub it, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta really go in there and just make sure it's all clean.
Bro,
you never know.
What if it's a night of clubbing? Your
you're
ass,
gonna wash your ass.
You're gonna get a whiff of gooch there. I'm not saying it's gonna smell like shit.
How come we all smell our own gooch? That's like
I love gooch.
Scientifically, there has to be a reason. How can we all just smell the gooch?
When you sit down on the bowl,
scratch your balls, and you're like, okay, I'll take a whiff of it. You know?
How girls watch this podcast, I'll never understand.
It's insight.
We're all very clean human beings.
So to answer your question, what's with eating ass?
I love it.
It's nice. It's fun. It's good. It's a good time. You ever go on the roller coaster?
Do you ever eat your favorite food?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's what it is.
You ever be really drunk and just go to McDonald's at 2 a.m?
That's like eating ass.
That's literally
that's
like
that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You just can't help yourself.
You have no
Your
self-control.
tongue is just a
it's a magnet.
All right. Last question. Last question in the
lick the mic.
really right fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking right.
It's just these two words, but I felt like there was so much meaning that we can get from these two words.
There's 2 words in the sentence.
Ghosting culture.
Ghosting, like an actual ghost, or like ignoring somebody.
No, like 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 ghosting someone.
Okay.
Yeah, not like Zach Bagan in fucking.
What
what's that? What was that show? Ghost Adventures. There was this guy, dude. He had a fucking. It was like 2013. This guy still had the Nick Lachey hair like this. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
The show would start. Hi, I'm Zach Bagan, and this is Ghost Adventures.
Shit
I
show.
never believed in the paranormal until I came face to face with it when I was 20 years old. And it was just him and like a couple of guys like looking for ghosts and shit. It's a pretty cool show.
They crazy or what? These guys.
No, fuck you. Not cool show. Fuck you.
It's awesome.
That scare you?
They used to have
No, it
this.
was a shitty show, bro.
It was a mental
It's a
show.
fucking
I
shitty show.
asked Toste about that show, dude. That's his favorite show of all time.
Of course it is. What the fuck?
They used to go into a room. They're like, "This is the sound box."
Oh my god, he literally sat me down one day and we watched it. It's true. He's like, bro, this show's mental.
They used to go into a room. They're like, "This is a new device called the sound box. It takes energetic waves from paranormal activity and transforms them into the words that a spirit is trying to convey to us." And so they'd go into a room with this box that all it does for the entire time is just go it's staticky, and every now and then it would just pick up a word, for sure from like a car passing by with its radio on, but they would think it's the ghost speaking. So they'd go into a room. "If anybody is here, please speak, show yourself." And all you'd hear is the box. Tulips. It said tulips. It said tulips. They told us that the spirit who lives here was a woman who loved gardening.
Yeah.
She used to love going in the backyard and playing with the flowers. It said tulips. And you're just like, dude.
That's why I hated
Relax.
that show. I'm not even saying like I do believe like paranormal shit happens, you know,
Yeah,
but
it's just stupid though.
that show was just bullshit.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
But anyways, ghosting culture.
Assholes.
Ghosting culture. Here's what I think about ghosting. Obviously,
don't
very
agree with
easy
it.
to do, very wrong.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I feel like there's no reason to ghost. Okay, I might bite my tongue.
Hey,
here.
there's a reason to ghost.
Yeah.
There's reasons. Yeah,
There's reasons to
I'll
ghost.
give
I'm
you.
sorry.
I'll give you one right.
Never
Once you
mind,
finish your sentence.
I'll give you one in
yeah,
2 minutes.
I guess there's reasons, but depends. Like, are you talking ghosting culture in the sense of like you had a thing with a girl, you guys were having fun or whatever the case might have been, and then like you just kind of lose interest and you're not down anymore?
It depends how long you've been talking to her though.
Even if it's 2 weeks, dude, 3 weeks, like just like let her down easy or let him down easy, whatever it is. Like just let the person.
But
dude,
it depends
but
what you've reached though. If
No,
you guys are
I
just
don't think
talking on
so.
DM, I'm sorry, but like listen, like I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me.
Yeah.
If you want to ghost me, that's fine too.
No,
I get it.
No, I'm
You don't
talking
owe
about
your
like
yeah.
no, like you actually hooked
Have
up
you
with the
slept with them?
person.
Have you slept with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying.
What if you didn't?
Well, then is it even ghosting?
Well, that's my point.
Yeah,
But listen,
that's
this
why I'm specifying.
Ghosting
You
has
specify
ghosting has different like facets. Okay,
facets.
Yeah,
not to be confused with a faucet.
you know what? Really right, fuck, but with more specificity.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
there's different facets to ghosting. So there's ghosting in the sense of I've been sleeping with you for 4 months and I just stopped talking to you.
Yeah, see, that's
Wrong.
fucked up.
Wrong.
But even if it's
Oh, well, that's just you're just an asshole.
I've been sleeping with you for 4 months. I'm no longer down. I've voiced my no longer downness to you,
it's no longer ghosting.
and you're still.
It's not ghosting
No, it's
But,
not ghosting.
you know what I mean? And I know I don't want to be an asshole here, but
Unless you're gonna say it again. So
because you made yourself clear.
now
I'm not repeating myself.
you've been sleeping together for a month, 2 months. You're not down anymore. You don't feel like the other person really is owed the explanation of your no longer downness. And you just kind of like distance, but they keep going and they keep going. And you're just basically trying to like give this person a hint of like, I'm answering you every 12 hours here with 1-word answers.
See, they're
Get
just
the fucking hint, you know?
no, but just say it. What's
Yeah.
the point of the games? That's the way I see it. Even if you sleep with a person once and you don't want to sleep with them again, they want to sleep with you, and they text you like, "Look, sorry, I had fun, but I'm just like."
That's like the
It's mature.
once you sleep with somebody, that's when you owe them something.
Even a date. Forget sleeping.
Yeah.
Even a
Okay,
date. And the person wants to see what you're getting. Look, sorry, it's not my thing.
Look, I'll be honest with you. The last,
Simple. It's not always easy to do, but just fucking.
I'm going to be honest with you. The last couple of like relationships or flings with a girl that I've had, I've decided to, rather than kind of just like make that distancing thing, speak about it and say, look, I'm not into this anymore, or I can't do this anymore, or whatever.
Well, it's the right thing to do.
You know, whether it was 2 dates, 3 dates, 6 months, whatever, I made the conscious decision to be like, look, for this reason, I don't feel comfortable continuing this anymore. And in each of those 4 situations, it's ended so cleanly, dude. And it's crazy to think that, like,
because you can't argue that. You're doing your part.
You're saying the truth.
That's the truth.
Just say the truth.
Whether you like it or not, this is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Here's what I'm laying out on the table.
Whatever happens, nothing can come back to haunt you because you said the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
You're pretty much covering all grounds.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
covering all bases, exactly.
Yeah.
But now, put it this way.
Tell me.
You express your downness. Phone call ends. Your not downness, excuse me. Your phone call ends, and then they call back later. I need more answers.
No.
I have more questions. Do you answer the call? Do you, to what point do you entertain this, I feel bad for you because I care about you, but I can't be with you thing?
Okay, so listen. Let's say you give them, like, your reasoning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't, whatever, because of X, Y, Z. And then they call you back. I have more questions. I guess you could be like, okay, I owe it to you. You have, like, some follow-up questions.
Yeah, one call.
I think...
Yeah, one fucking call.
Yeah.
I think there it depends, like, what the situation is.
Yeah.
Like, did I sleep with you once and I tell him I'm not down and
Do
now
we have something deeper?
and now it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
oh, I need answers. Like, I slept with you once. That's my answer.
It's very easy to get frustrated, but it's also easy to be like, listen, man, like, I don't owe you shit at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
my whole thing is just like say the truth, be straight up, but like respect your boundaries at the same time.
yeah.
Doesn't like don't I don't know. Yeah. Don't like
If they have follow-up, like in your case, in this scenario, if they have follow-up, you're getting high, eh?
Yeah, my
Jesus.
face is...
Did she already ask you questions, though? So you said what you had to say. She asked you questions.
Yeah.
Another follow-up questions.
Follow-up
it's
questions.
a new set
of questions,
questions
that were thought about
This
in
is-
between the last call and this
This is
one.
the last I'm giving you.
Yeah, one more call.
That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
If that.
Come on.
If
After that, you just...
No,
now you
unless
bust on
like
the balls.
you guys actually got really intimate and it was like going on for a while and stuff. If you shared some kind of connection that was mutual, yeah.
I'd be curious to know what the person who wrote this question has experienced as ghosting and what they would define as ghosting. I'd be curious to know what they...
Like, look, once, it was a long ass time ago, but I was trying to hook up with a girl, so we went on a date. Like, we didn't like hook up, we made out a few times, whatever. But I was like, obviously I was down to hook up, but I was interested in her too. Like, I was down to whatever, see where it went.
Yeah.
And like, we went on a few dates. Everything seemed like really fine. We partied together. Like, it was cool. And then 1 week, she just like stopped answering texts. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to I wasn't like double texting all the time or anything. I was like kind of just keeping my distance too, but trying to see like, okay, maybe she's just busy. I don't know. So the last 2 days we were talking, I texted her. She answered me right away. I answered her 10 minutes later, answered me the next day. And we were supposed to do something the day after.
Yeah, so you know it's not going to go down.
Yeah. Then I answered back the day after, maybe an hour later. And then she just never spoke to me again.
Even though you had future plans.
Yeah, we had
You had
plans for the next day. Yeah.
That's crazy.
For me, it's like, I don't care if you're not down. Just tell me. Don't play me like a fucking... we're both human. We can at least just acknowledge each other's, time and effort.
Yeah.
Just be like, look, I don't know. I'm just not feeling
I'm
it.
just not feeling it. Whatever.
Look, it's going to suck, but... I'd be like, okay, what if I go and say, no, fuck you?
Some people might say that shit.
I feel like just in terms of volume, though, I feel like girls do it more than guys.
Yeah, but they're getting
would
flooded, man. They have no choice.
That's what I
true.
mean. Just
That's
in
true.
terms
They
of
have no choice.
volume,
That's
exactly.
true.
There's so many people coming in. At a certain point, you have to casper somebody. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna get the
I
the
get
date.
it.
I want to be a
get
hot
that.
girl for 1 day.
I want to have a hot girl summer.
Yeah.
I feel like it's...
A friend of ours was messaging a girl from Tinder or something. Got her number. They started texting, and I remember him telling me that she was very. She took very long to answer texts. She would answer in 5-6 hours, or whatever.
Fuck, that's fucking terrible.
And whatever. I'm like, yeah, she's probably busy. She's got a job. I kind of know who this girl is, so I know what she does for work. And I'm like, she's probably busy with work and stuff. And I remember he was starting to get really pissed off about it. And he texted her one day saying yo, what's up? What are you doing tonight? To see if she wanted to chill. It was 2 p.m. Dude, she answered him 3 days later at fucking 5 p.m. It's why are you even answering at this
my
point?
God.
You know what I mean? If
I
you're
asked
gonna
you
go
for this, literally
you know
for
what I mean? If you're gonna ghost me, okay,
Yeah,
just
ghost
go
me.
for the
Yeah,
full fucking
just
ghost. Just ghost fully.
Yeah.
Don't give me the half ghost.
That's
she
true.
answered
That's
I'm
true.
busy. It's yeah, no shit. It was 3 days ago.
She answered, I went out with my friends. It's I don't care what you did now. You know what I mean? I wanted to know the
Yeah.
day of. I don't give a fuck what you did on Tuesday when I asked you on Saturday.
We have no idea though what these people. What these
No,
girls
no.
go
We're all human, dude.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge someone's fucking...
Yeah, but some
humanity.
people-
Yeah, man.
Acknowledge their humanity.
I mean, in theory, like yes. I mean, if everybody knows that ghosting is wrong. If you think ghosting is right, it's like you're like a liar. Obviously.
do you think
like,
people? Do you think people do it more because they?
No, but like what I'm getting at is because people are not confrontational, man. That's
Exactly.
that's the bottom
Exactly.
line. You're not
exactly.
physically able to do it. So the easy way out is like
I'm just gonna stop talking.
I'm just gonna stop talking to you. Like how easy is that?
Yeah.
I think honestly, the people who I've told, like, listen, this isn't gonna go any further. I think that if I would see them today, like, actually, I've seen one of them on multiple occasions after, and it's super friendly. It's very cordial. I don't have to ever be like,
What is it?
cordial.
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 I don't have to be like, oh, it's awkward around this person, because we both know, like, look, it ended here. This is why it ended. I expressed why I didn't feel like we should continue this, and you can respect it. You know what I mean? The same way, like, if you get broken up with by a girl, or you're talking to a girl and she just up and leaves, you're just like, fuck, I have like questions, like, what the fuck, like, explain to me. That's why, like, when you get broken up with, you have all these questions, and I feel like people are always quick to say, like, don't go speak to the other person if you have anything, like, just move on.
Fuck that. You have so many questions you need to answer.
Yeah,
man.
if you can get, let's put it this way, if you were able to get
stupid.
every answer to every question you had after a really big breakup, do you feel like you would have felt better after it?
100%.
Or do you think it would have just, like,
100%.
this thing of, like, chasing emptiness, you know what I mean? Where it's like you think it's going to make you feel better, but it's just whatever.
No, I think it just, at the end of the day, it's the harsh truth.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to feel good about it. You're going to be like, oh, fuck, like, this kind of sucks.
You might recover quicker, though.
You're going to recover way quicker.
Yeah, but
because you don't have, like, the thing is, okay, so I could cut you off,
no.
because when you don't have questions answered, you're just building all kinds of scenarios in your head.
That's rough.
And it could be, like, the worst thing. In reality, it's not. And that consumes you. You're like, oh, fuck, like, it could be this, that. And all you think about is what it could be than what it actually is.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, it's like maybe equally as hard to confront the person and ask them those questions as it is for the person to, like, let you down like that, like to
well,
break
for the person letting the, like, for the person doing the breakup, like, it's not even, like, the easiest thing, the slightest, like,
no,
the
it's
easiest
not.
thing,
That's what I'm saying.
For the person being dumped, it's very easy to ask questions. Why? But to go out and say the reasons why, like, to look at somebody in the face,
like that though, because
I'm no longer attracted to you.
Are you crazy, man? Like, how you gonna tell somebody that?
If you're gonna ask questions, like, make sure you want the answers to them.
100%. If you're gonna ask the questions,
Yeah.
make sure you're ready to hear the answer.
Yeah.
But at that point, you're ready. Like, it's already done. Just give me,
Some
just give
people aren't,
me
though,
the
you know what
truth.
I mean?
I was a little bit blind when we met, and then when I got my eyesight back, like,
I realized that, what.
Why? Because
Yeah.
you're fucking disgusting.
But that's a good point, though. You have to be ready to hear the truth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, scenarios are gonna destroy you. That's my
It
answer.
goes both ways. Confront the truth, man.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
But I feel like, just one last note, it's like when you're upset, you get broken up with whatever, like, a lot of it is, it's like ego in the beginning.
Oh,
too,
of course,
you
it's
know?
ego.
Yeah,
It's pretty much like
obviously,
all ego.
I
You're
feel
like,
like ask questions, but after you overcome that ego stage, like, rationalize your questions.
yeah, I think there's a time not time and place. Well, place, yeah, but there's a time to start asking questions. Don't start asking questions when you're, like, at peak hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, it's just not gonna do you any good.
You start asking questions like,
Get over it a bit. Take some time, and then what did you say?
you start asking questions like, who fuck you better than me? You gonna leave me? Crazy?
That's what it is, though.
The questions where she goes to see her friends after, and be like, oh my god, he asked me this fucking weird question.
Yeah.
He asked me if I would ever find happiness after him.
That's what it is. People are like, yeah, you can be happy without me. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
I will be happier
what
without
Like,
you. That is the point of why I'm doing
That
this.
is the reason for the breakup.
This is why I'm leaving you.
I am unhappy right now. Proceeding the breakup, I will be happier.
But there's a way to ask questions, though. If you literally just want, like, actual, like, concrete feedback, then pity or, like, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, what a conversation we're having.
Yeah.
And that's it,
Listen.
Sometimes.
We didn't play the game in 3 weeks about what time it is.
But
But
I
you,
think he sees it.
I didn't really see it.
I'm going to go 2 hours, 3 minutes. Yeah.
But see, they're like,
No, you're looking.
no, I'm not looking.
What do we call this?
I glanced at it, like, I saw it earlier, but I don't know what it is at now.
What should we call this?
the segment.
Yeah.
Check.
What time? No, is there a song like I'm out of touch, I'm out of time? Just put that every time. Fucking clock.
Are we going to get copyright sued?
It's okay. I know Daryl Hall and John Oates. They're close. They're close family friends.
Okay, what's the time?
What time is it? Fuck.
Did you say it?
Is that 2 hours, 3?
2 hours and 3. Jesus
I'm
Christ,
off,
we
eh?
Working in dog years.
Oh, I thought we had a good
Me.
a good time tonight, you know?
What
An
time
hour
is
and
it? Fuck.
39.
What the fuck? It felt like
what?
so much longer.
Yeah.
What? But a good longer than like a bad longer.
Okay, well, that's enough of that. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. 84, Beyond the Bench, the podcast about everything and absolutely nothing. Josh, Justin, good old
Lucas.
Good old Lucas, as they call him.
Forgot your brother's name
Yeah,
there
good,
for a second.
Good old other signs. Justin has something to say to you about
I want to say something
the
first.
internet.
Okay. He's going to say something first.
Guys, subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe. You're not tired of hearing this fucking idiot subscribe every week? Just subscribe. You won't hear it no more.
Yeah, it's...
No, you're never going to stop hearing it. But just subscribe.
No, never
Just
will
subscribe.
stop hearing it. Maybe you'll hear it in less annoying fashion.
Yeah. Just subscribe, though.
Yeah, subscribe.
You want to subscribe. You're watching it. You're here. You're hearing me.
Yeah, if you're watching it, just fucking subscribe. Like,
fucking
actually, though,
subscribe.
like, it takes literally, like, 0.3 seconds.
I don't have a YouTube account.
Really
You don't need
subscribe.
all you need is an email.
Yeah.
Just do it.
You have a Gmail? Just connect with Gmail. You have it's Facebook.
Facebook.
I think you can do a Facebook, too. Just fuck.
Yeah. If you're subscribed to the guy who posts videos of his cat every week, you need to just do it.
Yeah, people are subscribed to way stupider things than this.
I'm subscribed to a channel where a woman speaks into a microphone in very soft tones to make you fall asleep. Hello, Josh. Otherwise known as ASMR, but I needed to just really elongate that to make you understand
What does ASMR stand for?
A smooth movie sound.
ASMR, dumbass.
Oh,
R.
fuck. A smooth movie recording.
Okay, we have a website.
Yes, Justin has something to tell you about the internet.
We have a website.
The whole time you guys were talking, I was trying to think of what weird thing I'm subscribed to.
Weird things, you sick, dirty bastard. Oh, this thing fell again.
Fucking
www.beyondthebench.ca. Look, there's a hoodie there too, which we should... My personal favorite. I fucking love that one. So nice. We also have this here.
It's nice.
We have this. I'm not going to turn around too much because like, my
Beyond the
shoulder
Bench.
hurts.
What's it called? The
Like,
classic T.
it's the classic BTB. This.
Classic BTB.
This is the classic BTB. Weekly videos and more.
And more.
That's Friday
And more.
mornings. D&D BTB.
What's
Yeah.
D&D?
Yeah, what's D&D?
You go on Do Not Disturb and you watch Beyond the Bench.
Oh, wow. D&D.
D&D BTB.
D&D. Jesus Christ.
And that's it, guys.
And that's it, guys. You know, if you want to follow us on Instagram, at Beyond the Bench Podcast, on top of subscribing to the podcast, we'd like for you to also like the video. Helps us a lot. The more we see those thumbs up, it encourages me. I don't know. I like when people like it.
Me too. It makes me happy.
Yeah,
It
they
makes me
liked
happy.
it. You know what I mean? They didn't just watch it. They liked it.
I really like.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
Really like things. Really write and really like.
Yeah, it's important.
And also interact with us on the Instagrams, on the socials. And we're back every week, Friday mornings, for your viewing pleasure. I wonder if people watch this like just like Friday. You know what I mean? Your boss trying to call you. You're just listening to us. You know what I mean?
I think that's pretty chill.
That's cool, but it's
It's
like
nice,
us.
Thanks
Yeah.
for choosing
Thanks for
us.
choosing Beyond the Bench.
for your Friday mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your Saturday mornings and your Sunday mornings.
Because
Yeah.
people are at work and they're just like, you know what? It's Friday. I don't feel like doing anything today.
Anything, ever.
I'm going to just have to be there physically,
Why don't people
obviously.
just give Friday off.
Yeah, you would think, eh?
You know?
Sometimes.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, Friday. New episodes, new clothes that we're wearing, I guess. New guests. Thank you for tuning in.
New people.
New
new
people.
New things. Wait. 143. Am I the first winner ever? End it.
Yeah, okay.